Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video. And the transfer window has officially closed. Everything is done now. The players that we're stuck with are the players that we're stuck with. The players we brought on are the players that we're going to be stuck with for the next 4 months as well. And we still have Ross Barkley at the club. So it's not great news. You see how quietly you had to sing that one as well. Even you can say that with a proper.
No, I can't. That's what they sing at the bars around town.
What, by himself?
Yeah, Viva Ross Barkley.
Yeah, it's probably trying to get a throwback to 2018 times. But yes, like Sir Mason Mount said, very entertaining window. Anyone want to do one more Erling Haaland talk just for the culture?
No,
He's still coming. He's coming, right?
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Let's move on.
This place. Leave that.
About crazy bits again, just like the good old days.
Just one.
That guy's trying to rob us.
Anyone who says should have spent the extra money or we should have gone for him doesn't know how this club works. I'll just leave it like that.
Johnny.
Yeah?
He's going to Real Madrid anyway.
No. Leave the Blondie merchant talk.
But see, we passed that buck on to United. Now they're saying, "Oh, Ronaldo will help bring in Erling Haaland to United."
What's he not?
What kind of world do they live in?
Ronaldo? Would it make more sense to say Sancho?
No, they said Ronaldo. That's what they're saying. It's on ESPN in the States. Terry just did a stream on it on the terrace. It's just like, what kind of delusion do you think Ronaldo, because he likes Ronaldo? He's going to Real Madrid.
Man, Madrid are going to have some team next season, man.
They're building a Galactico again.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge window.
You think it's going to be Real Madrid that's the club he goes to?
Oh, no question.
They just saved 200 million euros. They just saved 200 million is not signing Mbappe. Mbappe is going to be a huge signing because of signing on fees, free agent, and the wages. That's fine. But remember, they spent only 30 million on Camavinga, and the rest it's a buyout clause. It's like 70 million euros, 75 million euros, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Plus Bale is, I think, almost done. He'll be going.
There's a certain center back that didn't come to Chelsea this window who will most likely go there if we don't get him in January.
No, I think it's more likely Rudiger ends up there than on a free.
I think both of them. I think both of them could be. I think both of them could go there.
Let's pray not. Let's hope not, because Kunde looks like he wants Chelsea, so hopefully he sticks to it.
I think January could be a thing if, of course, some people have a drop in form, or we have an injury.
Injuries, yeah.
If you could Club World Cup potentially as well, because it depends on the winnings that we receive from that too.
Yeah. Plus, we're up 30 some odd million pound right now.
I think it's 45 million that we've made in profit this summer. Yeah. So with that and winnings from this season, either January or next summer is going to be a ridiculous window.
So one more out. Andrin is done to Lokomotiv Moscow.
That's a loan,
I think
right?
it's just a loan. I think
it's a loan with an option to buy. If the option is triggered to buy, then we have a buyback at 40 million euro, I think.
Yeah, and it's 17 million pounds. It's going to be sold for sell him.
Yeah, option.
So 17. Yeah, that's not bad though. If they do get that for Adrian, he's not even finished. Played for the first team. We're selling him for 17. So Gear for 20 million. He's not featured either. Yep. So I think we've done really well in it comes to selling this window. I think people are still going to be bitter over Kunde. That's not on us. That's on Seville. Because unfortunately, like a friend of mine used on this channel, they're dirty CUNTs. But the truth of the matter is we've had a brilliant window because if we're going to be honest, the main target for this window was a striker, and we ticked that off by a massive tick.
Yeah,
and then we wanted cover because Billy Gilmore was going online. We wanted that cover in that midfield.
Yeah,
a defensive midfielder would have been brilliant, but we wanted that cover in that midfield. We didn't just get a cover; we got a player who's known to win things. And who's got a lot of quality that's going to suit Chelsea in the long run.
Yep.
So I think we've had a absolute diamond of a window.
Yep.
And I'm very excited about what's to come from now till January, and then from January, you never know what could happen.
Yeah, you're right, Wayne.
Lewis, is this real?
What is?
The Manscaped that I'm seeing on here.
Yes, it is real. And if you do want to get your hands on the latest Manscaped products, the amazing Lawnmower 4.0, check out manscaped.com. Free shipping and 20% off with the free promo code ACHive. As of course, like we have to repeat again, the free promo code is only ACHive. So check it out. It is in the pinned tweet and is also in the description below. And like we have said on previous streams, if you are looking
Andrew, you might need that though, I
cleanest
can't lie.
and the freshest shave for your nuts, this
So you're chasing some bundas, bro.
Hey, take care of your balls.
Some bundas, Andrew, so you might need that.
protective. And even when you're in the dark and you don't know where you're shaving, don't worry.
Hey, look at this! Look at the comment section.
You can do the
Look at the comment section. There's so much to talk about.
Lewis,
AC.
could you?
And all that. So guys,
Lewis,
check it out. Lawnmower 4.0 manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code of ACHive. Check it out. It's in the description below. Save
Lewis,
for that.
I feel uncomfortable. Could you move me from father, please? Could you move me from father? Could you just move me? I feel slightly uncomfortable. Thank you. Slightly unnerved.
That's all right. Andrew, that's all right.
What did even say?
He said, I don't.
I was promised a Fanta commercial.
Chasing birds, Andrew. I know you've been chasing birds. So
I would just say, stop thinking about my balls and think about something else. Okay, that's all I'll say to you. Thank you very much. Move on.
If he's thinking about getting the best care for them, then look no further than manscaped.com.
Yeah, that's right.
20% off.
I'm already bald anyway, so what's the point?
For God's sake.
Hey, we don't need to know what you got going on down there, brother. Hey, we just don't need to know that.
Probably the next time I grew hair, I might use that.
Make sure you use aftershave though. Make sure you use some aftershave down there.
You probably use sandpaper.
Hey. We can't talk about sound, bro. What is this shit?
Yeah, let's talk about other balls. Let's talk about other balls.
Rails already.
I can't talk about ballers, bro, not balls. What is this shit?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh my days!
Yes, I know. Never disappointed. You always come on there. You're going to guarantee a laugh, and it's always a guaranteed laugh.
People say Thatcher drops minimal involvement on these streams. You must be mad. Come on. He doesn't say a lot, but when he says stuff, it moves mountains. That's the exact way it is. But yes, you guys want to move on to Saul. What a signing for us.
Please.
It's completely stabilized any worries that I've had in the team now. Like, it's a great chance. It's a great loan move for us for the season. It gives us midfield depth, and to be honest, he's going to be a player that's not just going to be fighting and clawing to get game time. He should be getting regular game time in the squad with the extra fixtures that we're having this season, and the quality that he possesses as well. I do have a few of some of the stat sheets I've seen from what's it called, theathletic.com. I can just get it up here on the screen for you guys. Yeah, the first thing that sticks out to me is aerial duels, because we've struggled aerially in midfield since since Nemanja Matic left the club in 2018. And I didn't even know he was that good in the air, but 97% aerial duel quantity in match last season, and disrupting opposition moves as well. Like, this is going to be really good for us at winning the ball up high at the field. Interception ratings, as you guys can see on the chart here, as well as the receptions in the opposition box as well. So he's going to be very key for us high up the field. But he can also play as the sitter in a two-man pivot too. He does prefer shorter passes that start the attack as opposed to longer passes upfield. And he can also play as a box-to-box. So he's very versatile, very multifunctional. Excited to see what he brings to the Chelsea squad in-game, because all I've seen and all I'm going off is basically off stats and my own research, but I haven't properly been able to see what this guy's like in-game, especially in the Premier League. So it'll be very interesting to see how he adjusts to Premier League football, but I can't lie. I am excited. I'm very excited.
He's a box-to-box, though, technically, right? 8 or 6.
Box, he can sit. like when you play in Simeone's system as well, like it's a defensive-minded system, so you do have to be able to sit in that team anywhere.
So you're saying that he's versatile then? Yeah, he's a versatile player.
Yeah, very versatile.
Yeah,
He can play
versatile.
left back if we need him.
He played in multiple positions for Atletico Madrid as well. I think there's another.
Yeah. Something
Apparently,
I
he can
heard
play in
as
a
well
10 role
about
as
him
well.
yesterday. Something I heard about him yesterday, what I think was really good to hear, was he, in what he does for Atletico Madrid, off the ball as well as on the ball, how they've got to work hard all the time. That's similar to what we are doing now. So it's just going to fit in perfectly. I just think it's one of the signings that are going to be. It's probably one of the best signings we've done. There's probably, because of this window, there's going to be the most underrated signing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those more shrewd deals because it's not really as high profile as a lot of the other deals that have happened this summer, but it's happened on the cheap, and it's good for the squad as well because we needed midfield depth. We were saying we needed him more than we needed Kunde, so it's a great option for us. Big update saying Saul. Sorry, Josh. Saying Saul, Kova, or Jorginho. Who do you guys start? Out of the three is Jorginho.
That's a tough one.
Jorginho.
Yeah,
if Kante's injured, then probably Saul.
Sal's gonna come in.
Kovacic is third choice. He still has to prove his point.
Yeah, definitely. At the moment,
he'll
if he
knock
does,
Kova out of the rotation. He'll take
if he proves his point, if he proves his point,
he's a much better center midfielder than Kova is.
Disrespect needs to stop, man.
You have to know Kova is like a bad midfielder.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying it's acting. I didn't say you're saying it. It's just acting like he will like.
You might as well, bro. You might as well. You keep saying anyone that comes in is going to take his position, bro. You might as well. There's disrespecting both teams, bro.
But he can take over a position Kovacic though, because in prime he's a better player than Kovacic though.
I like my
one at a time.
Yeah.
I like my central midfielders to score, and Kova can't do that. It's just end of. If you watch some of the beautiful strikes that Saul has had in his career from outside the box, I'm talking 30 yards. Dude's been putting laser beams into the top bins. He can actually bring something to the team that we don't have right now as a central midfielder, and that is an option outside the box to shoot. We desperately need that. So I'm sorry, if Saul gets back to his best, he will be pushing Kova out of that third spot. Okay, and if it's just the way it is, I'm sorry.
So we're going to pretend
a better player than Kova overall.
So we're going to pretend just because of this guy has long shots, and I'm not out here trying to disrespect Saul either. That and Kova basically offers nothing else of any relevance, and therefore he's just going to get benched.
I didn't say that.
No, but
you guys always say, "Well, if you like one
this is
player
what you're implying. Like you're implying stuff, and you're now saying that's not what I said, bro. Either just stick to what you're saying, or just don't say it at all. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not one way or another. It's not black or white. There's shades of gray in the middle.
Yeah, but
I'm saying Saul at his best is better than Kovacic, just like Ruben Loftus-Cheek at his best is better than Kovacic, because he gives you something and a threat in the final third that Kovacic does not give you. If you want to sit there and say no, that's not true, then tell me all the beautiful shots that Kovacic has scored as a Chelsea player. It's a short list because there ain't many.
But the thing is I do agree with you. Saul can become better than Kovacic, but Saul's not the biggest goal scorer either. He's only scored 2-3 goals last season.
Even last season.
And he's been hampering a lot with injuries.
This is the problem. This is what I'm trying to say in it. Like, if you're going to say stuff, like, let's be frankly honest, it has to be backed up. And to me, I understand where the shortcomings of Kovacic are, but I also don't disrespect him because he doesn't do one part of his game correct.
How did I disrespect him?
You are, bro. You're just basically
no.
There's nothing else of relevance for him to be on the pitch, basically. That's what you're implying, bro. He offers nothing else because he doesn't score. But I'm telling you, right?
You see again, you're saying something that I didn't say. I said that Saul at his best knocks Kova out of rotation because Saul at his best is a better central midfielder than Kovacic.
And this is based
End of story.
And this is based on what?
His best season compared to Kovacic's best season.
And that's it.
I think it's going to be.
What else would you? What else would you base it on?
No, I'm just asking. Like, if you're going to base your information on something, I'd like to understand what you're basing it on.
I'm basing it on Kovacic's best form, v. Saul's best form, and Saul's best form is a level above Kovacic because he gives you something Kovacic cannot give you, and that is finishing or a threat to finish in the final third that the other team has to respect, which means if he's given space, they have to step out to close him down, which allows more space for somebody to run into. It's just very easy tactics. Kovacic, you can stay off of him and say, hey, pop a shot. Go ahead. You can't hit water from a boat anyway, so shoot.
This is it. I get what you're saying, Jester. I just think a lot of people sometimes like to judge players on the things that they're not good at, rather than judging them based on what they are good at. When you're comparing the situation, I fully understand. You're saying obviously Saul has shown more prowess in terms of end product, but like if we judge the overall game of both players, for me to say that obviously Saul is the end all, like is the end all and be all player in comparison to Kovacic, I just think that's too soon to say when we haven't seen that just yet. Because let's be frankly honest, he's not been consistent himself, and that's also one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to it. He's hungry. He's got a point.
Knocking.
So
yeah, I hear that.
Some banging going on.
Scaring me.
Yeah, the banging is, you won't believe it or not, and yeah, I don't know what the fuck my neighbors upstairs are up to, but it's fucked up. It's been going on. It's been going on for like 25 minutes, and I'm like, why did they start now, bro? All day nothing's happened, and now it started.
Trust me. It
looks like they're pounding
the England game that one time, and there was the one time.
Yo, Jester, don't make it into that, bro.
No, I like a picture, like they're hanging or a sheetrock in the wall. I'm not talking about headboards or heads bouncing off the wall. Maybe they're hanging new sheetrock. Man, everybody has to go to the dark places real quick.
It's just like it's you. It's just you. That's the problem.
Yeah, you kind of got in my head at the start. Yeah.
Yeah, we down bad as fuck here. Big up AB saying, "Turn your cam on, bro. It's gotta be the best channel." I don't mind. Like on my streams, I couldn't give a fuck. When it's Chelsea fan TV, yeah, rules are a little bit different. I gotta have cameras on. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You can have your cameras on or off if you want. As long as you just speak, I don't give a fuck. I just need people to use their mouths. And other than that, I don't give a shit. Oh, that's gonna be taken out of context. I can't.
We are civilized.
you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that.
We are civilized people. Don't worry. We are civilized.
But
I think we have to remember too. Like they didn't bring him in for no reason. Like they brought him in not just to be a fourth string midfield option. Like he's in there to push those other two. Like Jorginho, Conte aside, he's in there to push those other guys. And get the best out of them, if not the best out of himself. So it's not just a signing we brought. His option to buy is actually fantastic at 30 million. It's a great price for us if he turns out to be good for us. But he's not coming in. I don't think we should get it twisted. He's not coming in just to sit on the bench and be an option. Like he's coming in to push those other three guys and get the best out of them, because at his best, like Jester said, he is an absolute baller. So I'm anxious to see what Tommy. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
He said himself. Sorry, no. I was gonna say, he said himself. He wants to come to be in the first spot. So he's here to fight for it, and that is fantastic. And that's what we want to see, so we can get the other players to perform better as well. So that I love when players do that. And as a fourth option, that's what we need to fight for becoming this.
He wanted to be here too, which is another big thing. I think that shouldn't be out of the question. Like the fact that he wanted to come to Chelsea is a big statement.
He does, but does he want to stay at Chelsea? That's the thing.
We'll see. We'll see how he fits into the culture, into the team, and I think those things are yet to be seen. He's been at Atletico since he was 8 years old or whatever it was. So it's going to be a culture shock for him, I'm sure, right out of the box. But I trust Tuchel to do what's best by him. And if he was in fact Tuchel's first choice, then I think that bodes really well for his future with Chelsea, because Tuchel, we know as a man manager, is just an amazing man manager, and he'll get the best out of him. And again, if it doesn't work out, if he doesn't want to stay, if it's too much for him, the league, then he goes back, and then we move on, and we maybe get younger at the position. So I don't know.
Is he like 27?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
26.
talking buying a
I think he's
Chouameni,
on
like a 20-year-old.
Is he on a 9-year contract at Atletico?
Yep.
Yep, he
He
was.
was at Atletico on these death row contracts. First they got
What the
Felix on
fuck?
a 7-year deal. Now this.
Yeah, well, he also has a 178 million pound release clause, I believe, or some.
No, but we can we have an option to buy.
Just pay it.
Wait, which player you on about? You on about Felix or Saul?
No,
Saul.
Just pay the 170.
No, wait, no, but we have a buy option for 40 million euros, like Fab said.
For who, Felix?
Just pay the release clause now.
For Saul, the midfielder.
It's 30 million pounds, 40 million euros.
Yeah, around that.
Oh.
Like option to buy. So if he has a good season, we can buy him for that. Like if Saul wants to join.
Guys, is it legal for players to be signed into a 9-year contract? Because that's fucked up, man. That's mad.
And La Liga is legal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He signed the contract. He signed the contract.
But said 9 years. Wow.
But when you're growing up in that club, it makes sense. I mean, I could see
We
it
signed
growing in the club.
we signed Kepa for 7 years.
Yeah, Chris. Any clubs in the league going? Atletico, mess.
Looking back on it, maybe that wasn't the smartest idea on our part.
You know, talk about Saul Niguez.
I'm just gonna say,
I've just been thinking, Saul Niguez, and we're talking about obviously him and Kovo and Jorginho and Kante. But not long ago, we had Drinkwater, Barkley, Bakayoko. Come on, I think we've literally leaps and bounds in the last few years. I've gone above and on to the quality of our midfield. I'm like I said, I'm just over the moon of what we've got coming to Chelsea, and I think as a fan base, if we're not excited and happy about what we just achieved, there's something wrong with our fan base, because
the meltdown.
We all should be happy about it. And Marina, I tell you now, if I keep seeing Marina out, I will lose my pot, because she's an absolute brilliant person for us on our side. Any other club, big club, had her in their team, we'll be sitting there, all of us were sitting there saying, that's what we want. That's what we want. We got that, so let's appreciate what we've got.
Agreed.
No, I agree.
Look at Man United, look at Liverpool, look at Tottenham, look at Arsenal.
Yep, I was about to say Arsenal as well. Look at their horrible signings they've had. But the thing with Saul is, I said this to Andrew like 7 times yesterday, that he's not coming here to replace. He's coming here to rotate. He's coming here to fight for it. He's not coming here to replace Kovacic, start over Kovacic, start over Georgie. He's coming here to rotate with them and play with them all. Because we have 60 games. It's a lot of games.
Well, I think everybody's ambition is that, or should be in the club, that you want to be a starter. And so when you have that ambition that you have to prove yourself every day in training to be able to get out there on the pitch, you make everybody on the team better. It will make Jorginho better. It will make Kante better. It will make Kovacic better. And if not, Saul will be playing, because that's how Tuchel does things. If somebody's playing better than you and is showing more what he wants in training, they will play. He doesn't care what your name is. It's just what it is. And that's the way. That's true.
Sorry.
No, that's why you want the best coming in, because they make everybody else better. They push you to be better. So if Kovacic doesn't show a final third, and he has an option of somebody who can do it in the final third, guess who he's bringing on? Because that's something we desperately need out of that position, is a scoring threat. We don't have it.
Which made the reports of him yesterday or the day before saying he wasn't going to come because he wasn't guaranteed football, I think, to be a load of rubbish. I always thought it was the sticking point was always the obligation to buy. and that's what I think held it up. We never wanted to go in for obligation, so I'm glad they finally saw sense and said, okay, it's an option to buy. So because I always thought he'd want to come and join us. He knows he's not going to get in straight away. He knows that'd be ridiculous. He's not as if he's coming in. He's playing like 50 odd games for Atletico Madrid and starring last season. He knows that. So those reports yesterday or day before saying, "Oh, he didn't want to come because he wasn't guaranteed guaranteed football or anything." I didn't believe anyway, but now I know not to be true because he's coming anyway. So I'm just pleased with it. This will end any other midfield talk, any Billy Gilmore talk. We've got the fourth midfielder in. It's done. That's what we need to concentrate on. We don't need to talk about any other midfielder coming in or out. No Rice, no Gilmore, no Tchouameni. It's done.
No Danny Drinkwater?
Done until next year. Drinkwater's
No
gone.
Basmati.
Drinkwater's gone.
We know Rico.
Drinkwater's gone, and Ross Barkley needs to look himself in the mirror and say, "How the hell am I still here?" And Danny Drinkwater's gone out of this club.
Ross Barkley.
And Drinkwater's on a bigger contract as well.
Exactly.
I think we're still paying 100k a week of his wages. I think Reading are only paying about 8 to 10k.
Jesus Christ.
Major L.
He gets a free sub for 1 more year, but still would have said wouldn't have been bad debt for a cup match, like Villa at home in the cup or something like that. But we moved.
The thing is, like what in terms of what Justin and Andrew are saying, I think my issue with people sometimes is like when we sign a player, we start sometimes shitting on our players because there are certain elements of their game that are not up to par. But then it's almost like we negate the fact that they have other things to offer that they do really well that we rely upon sometimes. And for me, I just try to not disrespect them as players. So for the way I look at it is, okay, you don't offer this, but you offer this. And if I can get someone else that offers that other part of the game, then I'll be like, cool, now I have options. I'm not restricted. I'm not feeling like, all of a sudden, like, I have to shit on my own players. That's the only thing I'm not a fan of. And it's not you just the only, by the way. And I'm not saying that you always do this. It's just this happened this one time. What you said triggered the points I've had on Twitter, bro. Like, so it's not necessarily you I'm having a go at. It's more the people that say things like that. When they look at our players, it's almost like our players become shit because we've signed somebody new. And it's like, stop thinking in this sort of format where you're thinking always, new is always better. We don't know that. We have to actually give them a chance and see what they're like in our team. And then that will give us an indication of what we are hoping to see or what we're not hoping, or maybe what we don't expect to see. Regardless, just give the players a chance to actually show us that. That is what I'm really getting at, if anything.
Yeah, but again, all I said was Saul at his best is better than Kovacic. And if you go look at Kovacic's best season and Saul's best season, and it's not like he's playing in Ligue 1 or the Bundesliga. He's playing in La Liga for, and he played against 16, 17 was probably his best year. It's not like they had some fraudulent teams in that league in 16, 17. He was worth every penny of his release clause. Manchester United wanted him big time, and he was going to cost about £100 million. For them to bring him in.
Were in for him for the same fee too.
So to sit there and think that there's not some substance behind what I said, it doesn't mean that I don't rate Kovacic. I don't rate Kovacic in the final third because he has not shown me the ability to be potent in areas he needs to be potent in. I'm sorry, you're a professional footballer. You should be able to do a little bit better than what he's shown us with the game time he's gotten. Okay? Doesn't mean he's not fantastic on the ball dribbling. But I think that we sometimes say, our fan base says, he do this one really good thing and it looks pretty, so he must be a good player. I think that Kovacic is not as good as people think in defense, and he's definitely not as good as people think in offense. He's good in the middle of the pitch with the ball. Now, does he have the ability to be better in those positions? Most definitely. But he needs to start showing it because Chelsea are not going to sit there and go, oh, it's fine. You can be 50% of a player, not give us really anything in defense or offense, and we're going to keep you around. It's not going to happen. That's not the way Chelsea works. We've talked about our forwards and what they have to bring this year, or they're going out. It's the same thing with certain other positions on the team. If you're not showing what the team wants, they will replace you with a better option. Now, whether Saul is that option or not, we don't know, but he has a year to prove it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair criticism. I think that's probably everybody, all of us who have watched Kovacic know his lackings in the final third. It's sometimes borderline horrendous. But yeah, like he's great on the ball. He dribbles the ball very well. Occasionally picks out a pass, but I think this could really, really boost our team. Sal's one of those guys who, unlike those other three guys, can play with any combination of those midfielders. He can play with George. He can play with Conte. He can play with Kova, where you can't really say that about anybody else, maybe other than Jorginho, because he's done it. So yeah, I think it's a big improvement for the team. It could potentially be a great long-term signing if everything pans out. And we all know that there's a possibility George Kova could leave next season, so we got to keep that in mind as well. And yeah, I think it's a great piece of business. $4 million loan with a $30 million option, like that. That's a fantastic piece of business.
Option to buy.
30 million.
Kovacic and it worked out.
30 million. Yeah. 30 million euros, I think, is what the
40 million euros. I think it's 30 million pounds.
30. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a sweet deal.
Yeah.
If he even lives up to like 60% of our expectations.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, it's great business. So yeah, I mean, I think we already had a great team going into after we got Lukaku. We already had a great team going into this season. We didn't need a lot. Again, it would have been really nice to have a guy like Koundé, because I think just see the way he slotted in would have been nice. But we have defenders. We are a little thin now because Malang Sarr is staying, so he might end up getting some minutes in cup games. And it's really Chalobah and Sarr are really our only backups at the center back position right now. You can count Silva as a backup if you want, but he's going to play a lot of games himself. So yeah, it's still a fantastic team. I think our odds got better to win the league now that we have an additional midfielder there. So yeah, a great window. 9.5.
I got a question.
No, this comment right here. Hold on. This comment right here sums up what I was saying.
More shots on target last season than Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic combined. Gives Chelsea another dimension midfield with his late runs to the top of the box. Could you potentially see him end up playing, especially if we're chasing a game, could you potentially end up seeing him in the attacking 10s positions then?
I think AFCON we can possibly see him. Yeah, for AFCON, if we do, as a very backup, if we ever do. But I rarely would see him there. Really would want to play him there either.
I think that'd be a good shout for us.
You're going to have to explain Ping to me.
As well, saying, why are you looking so Peng, Jester?
You're gonna have to explain to the old person what Peng means.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a compliment. Yeah, at least you're shining.
I got a question anyway. Since Koundé's not coming in, do you guys see obviously Chalobah like playing a lot more minutes now, like actually getting in his foot into like the first 11? Like starting.
I mean, he'll probably Asby now probably becomes more of a rotational center back than he might have been going into this season. But I think Chalobah will have to play some first 11 minutes throughout the season.
I think not for the big games though, because of Silva. We'll leave Silva for those big games. But again, as we've been saying whole season, he'll be playing those cup games, the Club World Cup. He'll be there a lot, and that's good for him to improve his development.
Yeah. Because I actually do want to see what he's like this season, because he looks very promising. Every game he's played has been amazing. Like scoring from outside the box, defending really well, passing it out really well. Like he's been doing really well for a young centre back / CDM, whatever you want to call him. Like he's been doing really well for like Tuchel. So I do want to see like how well he does this season if we don't get Koundé in halfway through or whatever.
The thing is with the situation we've got now in defence is, obviously, you look at Whiteside, you say Aspie and Christensen can play Whiteside back, centre back, and same as James. Then you've got the same as in central defence, you've got Christensen and Silva, but on the left hand side, you've got Rudiger. But what you could do is in cup games, if Chalobah plays well, you could put Chalobah on the right side, you can play Silva or Christensen in the middle, and you could put Aspie on the left centre back. You could do that. So we're quite fortunate of what we've got. I don't think we need to panic. I think Gundogan would have been a sweet deal, but I think we've got a big enough squad to deal with the situation right now. I think we're very fortunate because I think there's a lot of teams in London that are looking to have our sort of squad and our sort of team spirit, and all they've got is the Blues, shall we say? So let's look at the positives. You know what I mean? It's like we could be as bad as Arsenal. We could.
No, couldn't.
Never
We
gonna
can't be
happen.
that bad.
Even after the season, I don't think that's the 20th.
They spent $221 million. I think it was in dollars. I saw it on NBC Sports. So $221 million this summer, and I don't think they improved their team at all.
They spent
156
yeah, they spent like 100 something million
pounds, which is
yeah. So I think on
They signed
NBC Sports,
secondaries.
it might have been
American
dollars
dollars.
since it's in the
Yeah,
States.
and-
$221 million, which is just insane to
For
think
secondary players.
they did not improve their team, in my opinion, one bit with all that money spent.
Maybe Ben White.
Odegaard.
He
I think
improved
Odegaard
it.
was in the summer.
Odegaard's not too bad, but
Ben
they're just
White, I don't think Ben
Arsenal.
White's
They're just
anything.
Arsenal. They got a crappy manager. They got a crappy way of structure of their team.
No,
It's just
Arteta
Arsenal.
in. We want Arteta
Oh
in.
yeah,
don't
no,
want Arteta
I
to
hope he stays. But honestly, if he loses to Norwich, I think he's going to get sacked. Actually, yeah, I probably will. So
Sad to say
hopefully
that.
don't. I'm hopefully Conte does not join that dead club either.
Nah.
They haven't sacked him yet,
Conte.
though. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stays.
Can we talk about Barcelona's window as well? Because that was legendary.
What was that?
We could do with a laugh. Fuck it.
Yeah.
They're in a much different position though. They had to get rid of. But like the guy that they sold to Tottenham, Emerson Royal, had a £300 million release clause, and he sold for $30 million.
Knocking my ass off.
And then they
You
signed
do
already
understand
Griezmann
what
already.
Koeman is doing, right? He's basically putting together the Dutch squad that he used to coach.
He's doing a Nuno. He's announced the Dutch squad. He brings in De Jong, sells Griezmann. Like, I don't know what this man's doing.
I mean and he wanted Wijnaldum as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
He brought in Depay as well.
Yeah.
He's got Depay. He's got both the Young brothers. He's got who else is on there from the Netherlands?
He's got Dest.
Dest is an American, but he was born in the Netherlands. He could have played for the.
When did he switch? Flipping out, I didn't realize.
Yeah, Dest plays for the United States.
Oh, lucky United States then. Flipping out.
You're right. We got future ballers on this squad, boys. We're coming for your heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep talking.
Say it like you believe it, bro. Say it like you believe it.
The USA wins the trophy before we did, but
I did say that.
No, Australia's coming. Australia's going to come take both yours.
And Jester,
something will fuck us up the same way it always does.
Are we talking about football? Are we talking about American football or the Aussie rules? What are we talking about? Because that's the only thing Australia's going to be the Aussie rules, and American football's the only thing America's going to win. Soccer, no. Football, no. They've got no chance.
Let's disagree. England probably isn't going to win anything. Can we move?
Thanks, Lou. Thanks for sticking up for me. You know what I mean?
I'm sticking up for you. It's just.
Come on. Like England, you need to get your expectations correct, man. Gareth Southgate is the tax is too much, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. If you don't,
I'm optimistic.
Whoever's taking the penalty.
You may as well not waste your energy on Southgate because he's never going to go for a long time now. He got to a final. So
hang on, you can't say nothing. You're Welsh. You're Welsh.
Oh no. Okay, Southgate's the greatest manager of all time, guys. He's so good. He got to a final. everything. Like keep him for 20 years.
Man just said this chat's too big for you guys. Sorry.
That's
It's
bad.
bad.
That's
They got Frosted Myth saying, should Chelsea go for a striker in January as a backup R9?
Absolutely
Would
not.
we be able
Not,
to get
not
in
priority.
January though?
What?
Especially
No
up
one.
front, because that's
Callum
such a
Wilson?
sought after position.
We got Turbo. Why
Who
you
said
want
Callum
the
Wilson?
striker? Yeah, we got Turbo. Why you
Who said
And
Callum
like
Wilson,
stealing
bro?
candy
I
from a
did.
baby. Like what else do Newcastle have other than him and St. Maximin?
Joel Linton. You forgot Joel Linton as well.
Oh,
Goal
Hey,
scoring
yeah,
assistant
that's
goal
We
for a
got
scoring.
reason.
Turbo. Why
Christmas?
you think that we're going
No, yeah, we don't need anyone. We don't need anyone.
Yeah, I
We
just
got
think
other priorities.
for the system we play, backup striker isn't really a necessity. We have 3 guys who can rotate at striker right now. It's like
We'll just recall
it's-
Broha.
I know,
That's
but
all.
like
Just recall Broha.
we want guys that can finish.
We should have gotten Solomon
mate.
Wondon, guys. I don't know
I
how.
gotta answer one question in chat from Derek. How am I coping with Cho staying? I'm loving it because that means just more banter for me.
well, I was going to ask Jester,
Because
does
if he's going to play someplace else, I can't banter him all season. But if he's
Jester, I have a
will
question.
say, though, now Sal's come in, we really should have given Cho that loan move to Dortmund.
Oh yeah.
Does Sal now jump Cho as a winger depth potentially now too?
he jumps him like the Fonzie did the shark.
Oh my days. Why do we set him up like this? Guys, don't ask him questions
Yeah.
about it.
I just want Cho to go on loan and have a
bro.
good
Just don't do
season.
it.
Is that too much to ask?
I do agree with not sending him to Dortmund though. Fuck Dortmund.
Yeah,
Nah,
see,
just
don't
send him.
shoot
Who
my point.
cares?
This is exactly what I've been saying.
No, but
Dude, bro.
imagine Hudson-Odoi at Dortmund, one of the greatest clubs in Germany, just balling out week in and week out. I'm here
No,
for
man,
it.
fuck
Fuck
him, bro.
Why is
Fuck
it?
'em.
Why
Don't
is it?
tell me you're
Why is it?
salty about the Haaland
Hang on.
move.
Why is it? Fuck.
Yeah,
Dortmund?
fuck 'em,
Why isn't
dude.
it?
No, it has
Why do
nothing
we
to
care
do with
about
that
the
at
Haaland
all.
move? Like,
Why is it?
wasn't
Why isn't it?
Dortmund's fault.
Fuck Havertz. Sorry, fuck the Haaland. Fuck Raiola. Why is it? Fuck Dortmund.
Well, they get a little taste of that. They get a little taste of that too, Andrew.
Dortmund were legit. They just said pay the 160 million
Yeah, that's
and
what it is.
we'll let him go. We'll let
Say
you guys
fuck
talk to him.
Haaland.
It
They
was the
stop not wasting
Haaland.
our time.
It was
Fuck
Raiola.
Raiola.
It wasn't
That's what it is,
Dortmund.
Fuck them
So
all, bro.
for me,
Fuck them all,
it's like, we
including
have a
Dortmund.
good relationship with Dortmund. We've sent
They can
them
all have a
Inky,
taste.
They've sent us Pulisic. There might be another player that I've forgotten off the top
What
of
do you
my
mean
head.
they've
Got
sent us
Morgan
Pulisic,
Hazard
bro?
as
They've
well.
robbed
We're
us for him.
the Hazards from
We paid
Newcastle.
60 mil.
So,
We
like,
paid
we could
60
throw
mil.
them Hudson-Odoi. He'd have an amazing season there.
We paid 60 mil.
What was that?
We actually paid 60 mil, bro. What do you mean? Like they sent us Pulisic? Like they didn't.
Oh, yeah. We
deal.
paid 60, 70 million.
Jude Bellingham is the only guy I would take on that team.
Well, there's just a couple more.
Oh,
Who?
I would take Pereira.
Reina?
That's for sure.
Who? Reina? I would
Guerrero.
take Reina.
Yeah.
He's going to
yeah.
bust the
Just-
up.
I agree. I think Bellingham's the only shout.
Bellingham, Reina. Let's see who else they got.
Guerrero, left back. left wing
No,
back.
he's always injured.
Yeah.
Always injured. He was
Yeah.
injured earlier this year. Of course, you
Marco
would
Ro-
take
Marco-
Holland if you
Marco
didn't have
Reus.
Lukaku. So
Marco Royce, maybe.
Nah.
He's
That
older,
man's
but-
injured. He gets injured more than Guerrero.
Did
He's
someone
injured all the time.
wait? Did I hear someone say Marco Royce?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
like
Josh said
maybe.
it.
Just a,
Are we-
he's a name.
Are we picking off like what the Dortmund squad?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like it, doesn't it?
we went way
They'd
off
all
the
get
rails.
benched by Hudson-Odoi anyway, so it's fine. It don't matter.
Exactly. There we go. Let's move on before just to say something.
So high.
I was just asked. I had to, I'm just being polite and asking a question, answering a question. No, I'm fine with Callum's thing.
Let's not give him a chance, guys. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk about
He's fine
Arsenal.
with Callum staying on the bench.
What about guys? What happens to Loftus now? Surely he gets sold or something. Like after Saul
Rotation-
coming in, surely.
rotational
Not even
depth.
just Ruben. Like, it's Ruben.
Ruben's done, I
There's
think.
Barkley.
No, calm
Yeah,
down,
there's
calm down.
Barkley we know's
potentially as
gone.
Well. There's
Like-
Lewis Baker.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Russian window.
Oh, Chavi's
Russian-
actually yeah.
Hey,
Russian
Ruben was
window
on the
is still
bench. Ruben
open.
was on the bench last game, boys. He's not like out of the mix completely.
The Russian window is still
Josh,
open.
I'm such a
I repeat,
flip
the
up
Russian
our
window-
Man said send him to Russia. Now, Andrew, you're taking the piss, bro.
It's open.
Turkey
I'm
is
not-
still
no,
open.
I'm not
Send
joking.
him. Send him.
You can go
Let's
to
just get the
Turkey.
money.
It's still open. In Portugal, it's still open. It's in Portugal.
I've seen
Hudson-Odoi to Galatasaray.
Wayne's
anyone?
at least being nice. He's
Yeah.
sending him to some sunny places. Nah, this guy said go out in the cold.
Hey
bro.
man, he needs toughening up. That's what he needs. He's toughening up. Send him to Russia, man. You know,
Flipping hell.
pour vodka on
We're
our
never
cereal.
gonna see him
Pour
back,
vodka on the
Andrew.
cereal over there, man.
No. Send Ross Barkley there, man. That guy likes to party too much, man. Let's see how he
Oh,
parties.
heck no. He'd overdose on vodka.
It's not, in Russian hospitals, it's not an IV drip, it's a vodka drip. All right, that's what it is. So they get through the day. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well,
Yeah?
so I heard some people saying that Andrew going to Russia was one of Roman's deals with one of his buddies. Like it was sort of a hookup to one of his pals, which doesn't make. Well, I mean, it's a weird place for Andrew to go. To be perfectly honest,
it is. Truthfully, it is. But that makes a lot of sense, though. Oh yeah, let's go, Em.
Big up, Gory. I'm saying Drunkly can't overdose on vodka. It's his water.
He's got his new target. In Russia was 100% Danny Drinkwater, bro. That guy has robbed us blind, bro. I can't believe it.
Well, we've robbed ourselves.
But he
blind.
went
We gave
before
him the
Barkley.
contract.
And he's robbed us blind, man. We should have tried.
I won't blame Drinkwater for a damn thing. If I was a mid player that got offered a 120k a week contract,
you were about to start a DD hype.
I'd take it.
You were about to start a DD hype.
I agree, Lewis.
What
Can't
a
be
deal!
mad at him.
That's the deal of his life. Man's got to sit down, take a bunch of loan deals around Europe, drink everywhere, party everywhere, and we're paying for it.
And open a restaurant somewhere as well, Manchester, wherever.
It's like if Lewis was a player, he'd love to go on loan to Amsterdam. He'd be an Amsterdam loan.
I can't lie. He turned that permanent. I know, we all know he'll turn that permanent, bro. It's not going to be just.
The thing is,
Lewis would demand an obligation. He'd demand an obligation clause in there.
Go on loan to Inter Miami. Inter Miami, go on loan as well.
Only if they change the sponsors to Manscaped, of course. Get
Give it to Andrew. The thing is, right, it'll be Lewis be going out there as a player, but Father be going out there as his agent, and Father be getting lost in the restrict line, because you know what he's like, and Lewis be in the brownie section.
Why would I get lost?
Brownie section? The what?
No,
there's no acid red there. Come on, come on.
I'll be at the coffee shop. Like,
coffee shop.
Batter can go to the red light, but I won't be there. I'm gonna be in the coffee shop.
Andrew would join us. To be fair, go on, Andrew. I know you.
You and Andrew can go.
That's fine, Father.
Yeah, we'll take Prime as well because Prime and was Prime like
Take Prime.
I want to know how.
On your head. Yeah.
I want to know how why Andrew and Father's got this close. I want to know what's going on here. What is going on?
What are you talking about?
You two talking about balls and going to Amsterdam together.
I didn't start it. He's the one who started it.
What? Who's talking about balls? No one's talking about balls. I said cows, birds.
You know what I mean?
I said birds, cows. What are you talking about? Let's move on. More you throat, Wayne. Go on, let's move on.
Let's talk about Arsenal, though, guys. They spent 150 minutes.
I thought we were talking about Chelsea. Arsenal is just a dumb topic.
Wow.
Because they're a dumb football team.
It's a laughing stock. Let's have a laugh. Let's laugh at Arsenal.
150 mil spent, and they're worse off than they were before it.
Honestly.
How do you achieve
It's glorious, man. It couldn't happen to a nicer group of wild lads. I'm all here for
it. They spent like a lottery winner. Do you know what I mean? When they just spend it on just rubbish.
Yeah. Talking about Arsenal though, the goal of the month show, is it just Premier League or is it all in total? Like just everything?
I think it's all like because their own ones is for their own one. So that means even League Cup and everything else will be included.
They're lucky then. They're lucky they got West Brom, because if they didn't have like West Brom or something, they would have had to show their training goal. That'd be embarrassing.
I'm praying that Norwich rips them apart and we can laugh some more, man, because that would be funny as hell.
I think it's gonna be a close game though. I really do.
Oh no, I will.
If Norwich, I think they had their candidates for relegation.
Their fans yesterday were all saying, like, why can't we talk about other clubs' transfers? You can't. You're bottom of the table, bro. Concentrate. What do you mean?
Can't be ours. Big up Go AM saying, Lewis, not sure if castrated Cahill can take advantage of your new sponsor. I just got the reference as well. He said castrated. Don't worry. This razor is multifunctional. It's not just for your balls. You can do your back, you can do your sack, you can do your crack, you can do facial hair, you could do normal hair.
The man.
You can do your head. You can do your. You can do
Just don't
your
go
head
through.
like
Just
Barbie
don't
did.
go to sack 2.
Plus free packaging and delivery,
Man said
courtesy
you can do
of
crack.
everyone's favorite discount code of AC Hive. Check it out, Manscaped.
Father did it for his head.
Don't forget that's 20% of all shopping at Manscaped by using the
We
code
need a promo
AC
video.
Hive.
Give us
The
a promo
Danish
video,
Maldini
someone.
will also be protecting your back pockets as well as your sack and
Good
crack.
lord.
You do need to do a promo video like Sponsors does on the
Yeah.
well, you got to
I
do
need
it.
Batter to shave a kiwi.
Yeah.
We'll sort that out, but you guys also sort yourselves out. Get your hands on the lawnmower.
There you go. There's the first customer.
Get a studio, yeah. Just get a studio. Then we can sort.
Go.
Lewis, there's your first customer, man. He said, "Sack and crack, say less."
Hey, Alex, come on, man. All I need is 10 promo codes and I'm good for the next month. So, guys, please, every code user helps. Much appreciated.
Oh
my days.
Right.
What happened to this stream?
I'll just say it's very nice to have the window be over.
Let's talk about the
Oh,
FA.
yeah, the fucking FA.
Oh yeah, let's go there.
Those bastards. We got done again apparently for what 2 breaches of FA rule E20 subsection 1 following our Premier League fixture against Liverpool on Saturday. Just alleged that Chelsea failed to ensure its players conducted themselves in an orderly fashion during the 48th minute of the first half and following the half-time whistle. So basically just whenever we surrounded Anthony Taylor. And the whole thing started, I think, because of Henderson. And it weren't even because of Chelsea. But I don't know if Liverpool have been fined. Have Liverpool been fined?
Of course not. They won't be fined.
Wait, how much have we got fined anyway?
He's lucky all they did was circle him. He's lucky that's all that happened to him.
He's lucky. He's lucky that he shrunk when Lukaku started up on him. I sort of tell you, he soon shrunk when Lukaku came in.
Yeah, look,
You know when
the ball,
there we go.
Henderson gets in the way of it, and there's 3-4 Liverpool players surrounding
Look at
Mendy.
yo, when Lukaku entered that scene, look at this, yeah.
Look at Lukaku, man.
Look at what happened.
Look how small they are compared to him.
Jesus.
Look at him.
Man said, what the fuck you lot talking about?
They look like Debo in there.
You know what? The
rolling
Chelsea
up.
player should have let Henderson with Mendy and see what happened because he wasn't doing nothing to Mendy. Look at him.
Mendy,
I won't touch
Lukaku,
him,
AC, they don't stand a chance.
Bro, when Lukaku runs in there, bro, look at just the way they go.
Oh yeah,
AC's
Lukaku, man.
Yeah, Robinson was in again, and then he just leaves it.
Look at AC walking away.
I look
Lukaku's like,
he
get me
goes
in there.
He sees Lukaku, suddenly he's turned right.
I don't want no part of that.
Blood.
But you know the worst thing about that Anthony Taylor gave
Mendy yellow card.
a yellow card. But then Salah kicks the ball away and he does not give him nothing.
Yeah, why don't what's his name?
This
Anthony
is
Taylor get a fucking fine for being a shit referee.
Anthony Taylor needs to be fucked with a sandpaper dildo. That's all I got to say.
Well,
Oh.
Flipping hell.
I was gonna say he needs to get done with a rusty pair of those. That's all. But Sam,
yeah, it needs a bit of. What's there to shave on him though? There's nothing to shave. The man's
Let's
bald.
be honest, bro. As
dry
much,
as well, Matt.
Downstairs,
Dry.
maybe.
No water.
Maybe not.
No water, man. All dry.
as much as we want to complain about this ref, yeah, we need to really look at that rule because it's such bullshit, man. Like it literally fucked the whole game up, man. I can't believe a whole football game is fucked by that type.
Yeah, but it depends what rule you're looking at because I've seen different versions of that law, and it again, it's Anthony Taylor. He does this every time he refs against us. He's got something against us, and you know,
Go here.
oh my God!
This is why I didn't say that you could use this for your head. Because see what happens.
That's what Father
when
uses.
that old fraud.
Yeah, I need,
To be
I
fair,
need
if you drew a line down his head and taped a balloon to each shoulder, he'd be a dickhead. So I mean, it's right in the same.
Jeff, did you mean the rules? Can you say no the rules though? Because remember, if you guys remember the Leicester game where that guy, whoever it was, the Leicester player, hit his knee, hit his arm, yeah, and then went to a goal, yeah, and people said, oh, because it hit his knee first, but then it hit Reece James's leg first and bounced his arm as well. So it shouldn't the same
That's not even
there,
the problem,
No
though.
agenda.
The problem was that he didn't even look and analyze. He went to the screen, saw the freeze frame, and said, "All right, cool, enough said."
If he looked at it, he would have gotten less hate. But he did not even look at the thing. It was really like I don't know how he's not fined, he's not punished, there's no sanction towards him.
That's a breach of the VAR rules because they're supposed to watch the build up to the play. That's the whole point of VAR is the ref is supposed to watch the build up to the play.
Unless that was just an act. He just needed to go there just to make it seem like he went there, but he's already been told, yeah, it's a red.
But they can't do that. He has to make the decision. If the VAR ref said it's a red card, he's violated the rules because it's the ref's decision on the field. They cannot
100%.
say, all they can say is you might want to look at this. That's it.
Once they call him over to view it, it becomes his call. No question. It's not the VAR. The VAR official is there just to either say, come look, or no, I got it. It's not. It wasn't anything.
But the thing is, look, if it isn't intentional, it should never be a red. That is simple as that. That wasn't intentional from the player. So because of that, like, we're not even arguing saying like it shouldn't be a penalty. We all say, and we're all aligned in saying, cool, it is a penalty. But the fact is, why does it have to be a sending off and ruin a whole fucking second half? Like, it's so bad.
No rival fans even can tell us why there's a red card. So it's even rival fans are stuttering when they're trying to give a red card. So no one,
except for Liverpool fans, because they're salty. They couldn't break down a
Some
10-man.
Liverpool fans actually said it's not a red though, I saw.
No, some of them can't even explain it. All of them think it's a red, but they can't explain how it is a red. They can't explain how. They're not using any evidence. They're just saying it's a red. They don't never explain any evidence.
Did any of you actually listen to Klopp's interview after the game as well? I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
he was crying.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah, he was just saying it'd be better with 11 men if Chelsea had 11 men. That was BS. He just
we would have beaten them with 11 men.
Yeah, exactly. We almost beat him with 10 men. What
It's
are you
just
talking
excuses
about?
again.
If Saul was there, we would have won.
Lewis, I'm going to jump off and stop jumping, all right? Pick up everyone.
Take care, brother.
I think Scott wanted the link.
Yeah, if Sal was there, you have no shame, man. If Sal was there,
I don't, because they just gotta run. Hey, you cannot say that I'm wrong.
No. There at least would have been a chance.
Over everyone else.
Oh man! If only he somehow got a left foot and shot it, we would have won as well. Oh man!
Yeah.
Develop a left foot.
Have they appealed the red card yet?
Yeah. See, man. Take care, everyone.
Take care, man. Saying there's more chance of John Terry smashing Anthony Taylor's wife than Spurs being title contenders. To be honest, that might be why Anthony Taylor hates us so much. So that would make enough sense. Like, maybe John Terry gave his wife a little wink or something. Potentially. Bro, switch your stream off, please.
Maybe a cream pie?
Jesus, just.
There we go. Yeah, maybe John Terry gave him a little wink. I don't know. Maybe Reece James said a little passing comment or some shit. God knows. Is Reece James still suspended, by the way?
That's what I was asking. Did they appeal? Did they appeal it? Okay.
I think they're appealing it. I haven't heard anything official. So
probably come out this week.
There is no word.
Fucking hell. That's surprising. Well, I thought it would have been appealed by now. See, most appeals get sorted in a matter of days. Like, it only takes like 24, 48 hours or like 2 working days for it to get done.
I think they were waiting for maybe the transfer window to end. Get all.
I have a question.
Look at stuff.
Yeah, I have a question for the English people on here. What legal standing do the pitch owners hold in England? As in, legally, do they hold any status? Yes.
They own the name Chelsea FC. So if Roman was to uproot Chelsea from Stamford Bridge, he'd have to forfeit the name.
Yep.
That's it. So the Chelsea pitch owners can't get together and sue the FA to block Anthony Taylor from.
No chance. We would have already
from
done
trespassing.
That.
From trespassing. Yeah.
They could do it for trespassing, couldn't
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you were trying to say, Jester.
they? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I didn't know what kind of legal standing they hold.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Also, another question.
Jester, as a pitch owner, I'll bring it up at the next meeting.
50 feet away at all times. Yeah, restraining order on Stamford Bridge. Yeah. 50 yards away at all times. 100 yards away at all times. 100 feet.
Also, can we
It's a free-game ban for Reece James as well.
Yeah.
Nah, it's one.
Oh,
No, it's 3.
Why would it be
one.
3?
Because it was a straight red.
It's one.
thing-
It's not three.
It's one. I thought it was one for straight red. Yeah.
One game.
No, it's not about the straight red. It's about the
Offense?
How
Yeah.
offence that was called, and you only get a 3-game ban if it's for violent conduct.
There you go.
About
Yeah.
violent conduct.
Okay, see?
Because
That's why you have
otherwise,
Scott on
That's
here
not that
instead of
bad. We only
straight.
got Aston Villa next. We can play literally Cho. or
well, to
Aston
be
Villa.
honest, they should have appealed it. To be fair,
Well, if it's a 1-game ban, the appeal.
There's no point. I think.
one game ban starting from where? The Liverpool game or Aston Villa game?
The Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Well, no, you can't get it banned.
There's no point in appealing it.
Wait,
anyways.
what?
How do I know the rules, man? Flipping out.
Come on,
What,
you
is
know,
it-
Wait,
Fred,
you
don't
have
get
to
the
ask
ban
the-
straight from the game they got sent off in. It's from the
Yeah.
next game on, isn't it?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
you
why would it
did.
be the Liverpool
Stop playing-
Why would it be the Liverpool game? We just played it.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, every season is different anyway.
Not like this.
I think that rule hasn't changed, though.
Fact,
I
don't
was
know what
wrong. Look, I thought a red card was a 3-game ban no matter what it was.
Yeah, so I thought
I
I was
stand
under that
corrected.
same impression.
Thank you, Scott, for correcting us on that.
Wait,
So-
can we appeal? We can't appeal or no?
You can appeal it, but it's 1 game, so
I
Is
think
it
it's
worth
still
it?
a process of
He would
appealing.
basically just be able to play in the Villa game if we appealed and won.
Who knows?
If we had an injury crisis now, I would appeal that if we had an injury crisis. So
yeah. But again, you've got you could start Aspilicueta there. You could put Christensen on the right, Silva in the middle. If he
Yeah.
doesn't go to Brazil, if he goes to Brazil, then Silva's not available for the game either.
Silva won't go to Brazil. I don't think they're letting any players.
Yeah,
go
I think
to the-
I think Chelsea.
Now,
I think
actually,
Chelsea are not letting him.
Cass said they cannot stop them from going.
Yeah,
They-
what's his name? Martinez has already gone for Argentina.
Yeah. So,
Why?
but
Oh yeah, I
England and the FA can say you can't play for 5. You have to sit out for 5 days.
forgot.
or
It's more than
something?
that. It's longer than that because I know, because on the Fantasy Premier League app, Martinez is out for the Chelsea game.
Yeah,
So-
from what I
I think-
remember from.
So I think it's longer than. I want to say it's like 10 days. I think.
That's gonna be good for
I'm
Chelsea
sure-
for
I'm sure
Martinez
athletes
to
can
go
buy a
out.
PCR test to get out after 5 days.
I'm not sure, but I thought it was 10 days. But either way, Martinez is definitely out of the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
That helps
Well, I-
massively.
I saw the head of the Brazilian FA send a request to Chelsea to release Thiago to come to the team. So that made me think that maybe Chelsea were keeping him from going, probably for that very reason. I haven't read anything since that, but I did see there was a request from the Brazilian FA to allow him to come for international duty. But if I'm Chelsea, I probably don't let him go either. I don't think it's a game. He probably
They
he wouldn't be
don't need him. They're top
No.
of the qualifying.
Exactly.
They're going to qualify, yeah, but it's just one of those things. So go AM, Cho or William. William actually has done something for this team. One stop.
This is ridiculous.
Why? Why do we do this, guys? It's not. Go AM, please, bro. I know
The
that
man
Tammy is
said
left.
William.
No, but it's with Tammy is left in it.
Yes,
Now
I
it's
hate
it's
so.
I understand the gender, but William. Ugh. We haven't been that. We haven't. It's not been that long that we've forgotten.
Jester,
how
you're a shit.
so wait, yo,
Hey,
Jesse, I got a question for you.
sure.
You don't think Cho contributed to the Europa League winning season?
I am assuming he probably did, but it's, It's it's banter at this point. That's all I'm doing is because people get so butthurt over.
To get nibbles, but you nearly got me on that Willian one. I can't lie.
Well,
No,
yeah.
but
Who has been
Willian
a
actually
better
left?
player for Chelsea, Willian or Callum?
What left who?
Who's been
Who
what?
Who has been a better?
who was?
Who was or is a better player for Chelsea, Willian or Callum?
Based on what they've done, Willian.
Yes.
But it's not
Yeah,
exactly. We're talking about a guy that never got more than 9 assists in a season or 9 goals in a season. Versus a guy who doesn't play.
It's this hold up. I'm not spoken since I got here. I'm sorry, guys. It's this type of analogy. Who's got the biggest dwarf penis in this type of situation? It's like, they're both small. Did you not hear?
But if you've got a dwarf penis, you can still use Manscaped and protect your balls. So fine.
Speaking of Manscaped, I got my Manscaped right here.
Shopping at manscaped.com. AC Hive, free packaging and delivery.
The reason the reason I said that he probably did is because I don't remember Callum doing anything that year.
He scored about 3 goals.
So that's what I'm saying. I can't remember Callum doing anything in Sarri's season other than going down with an Achilles, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he did. He was looking promising though, Jester. Before that, though, he was. But then the Achilles came and it just stopped him completely, and then he was injured for 10 months.
Yeah, he was playing Premier League games a lot more regularly going into April. I think he got the Brighton match, the Cardiff game, West Ham,
Newcastle match,
and then Burnley just got the injury and disappeared.
Yeah, he's playing against the top teams.
It's the best teams that we had. Do you know what's the deepest thing is? You know the games we had coming up after that? I think we had Liverpool away, United away, Leicester away. I think we had Watford at home who just got to the FA Cup final. A few other teams as well. There were tougher games coming up. It's just the timing was fucking shit. It was
bad, man.
It was so bad. Big up Dinishin.
I really wish. Go on.
Big up Dinishin saying, will you choose Mount or Werner against Aston Villa?
Mount.
Yeah.
I want to see. I really
Werner.
do. I like Mount a lot.
What just happened?
I want to see Werner Lukaku.
Depending on injuries and depending on isolation, neither.
What has Pulisic done for Chelsea? Got us top 4, helped us in the Champions League.
Win Champions League as well.
In the Champions League.
The thing is, a lot of our players have just win trophies. A lot of them did. And people just saying, "What about Pulisic and all that?" I don't know what it is.
What?
Sorry.
Did I hear kid?
Someone's.
I think so.
Yeah, that's Alex.
I'm sorry. I feel like I heard a kid.
Yeah, no, that's Alex.
Yeah, that's my kid.
I'm still going Mason Mount. I want to see Mount, Lukaku, and Havertz, but we do need to see Mount just be a little bit more decisive in the final third because that was lacking a little bit. I've seen those moments from basically all 3 of them in the final third, to be honest. That final pass just needs to get perfected a little bit, but we're very close to it already. So I'm not worried too much.
And watching that game back, it's Havertz made such good runs. I think Lukaku had a chance to play him and he didn't, but I think that's something we need to improve on. Because if you look at Antonio, I don't know if you guys seen West Ham's goal, Antonio's for 4 now. He just sprayed it back to him.
Yeah.
Mount could have done the same thing. You know what I mean? So we just got to improve.
Not only just that, though. Havertz had a point. There was a point as well in the attack where Havertz could have passed it to Lukaku. And he showed
that is not actually accurate because you guys are going off stills. If you look at where the ball is on his foot, he doesn't have control of the ball. And you're talking about a left foot, outer foot pass. And you had about a 3-second window.
Are we talking about Havertz?
Which one is this?
Yeah, the still that everybody puts up about Lukaku was open and Havertz should have passed him the ball. It's a steal. He did not have control of the ball. When you take that steal, he's not in control of the ball to actually attempt a pass. He would have had to hit a one-time outside of the left foot pass in a 3-second window. That's what I'm saying. Is you can't do a steal. You have to run it live to understand why he didn't make the pass or couldn't make the pass.
He's 75 million pound player. He should be able to pass it.
I feel like he should have passed it, to be honest. But hey,
yeah,
overrated. I got a question though. Do you guys think with 11 men we would have won that game?
Yeah.
Yes.
We almost won it with 10. We had the best chances in the second half.
If Kovacic could shoot, yes.
Yeah, Lukaku did set Kovacic 1-on-1 and Kovacic didn't play.
That man over there, wherever way he is.
Don't point at me.
No, we know Kovacic can't shoot, but neither can most of our midfielders can't shoot fair. Like they don't get many goals.
That's why Saul's so important, because he can.
No, I get that. Like for depth wise, and in certain games, like
the ball, bro. I'm coming for you, just so you know.
You know where to find me.
I'll come for you, bro. I'll run my agenda too now. At this point, that's it.
Right there. But yeah, Scott. To be fair, Scott, Alex, we haven't really got you guys' thoughts. So, what's your man's thoughts on the Saul Niguez transfer?
Brilliant. Don't know. I don't know. I don't watch shit Liga, so I don't know nothing about La Liga players, or I don't respect any other leagues, man. Nothing,
really?
Like zero. I watched him play against Chelsea a couple of times, but that was when those 2 years when he was crap. So I don't know. He's supposed to be good 2 years ago. I don't. I really, really don't. And I got in a fight, like physical fights because of it. Because I live around a lot of Mexicans and they watch Barcelona or Real Madrid. So like when I'm playing the pickup soccer, we always get an argument, and I call it shit Liga. So that's just me, personal thing.
Basically asking for it.
Not really. They start and I continue. I just don't let it go like Jasper doesn't.
I think the reason why some of the fan base doesn't rate Noel mainly is because he's been injury prone, I would say. I think Simeone is kind of like made his career going downward at some point.
Not
5
really.
years.
Him as a utility player.
Yeah.
But that also kind of suits us as well, because we have that versatility that if we're ever in a crisis in any position for the season, likely we can just put Saul in there for a game or two and we'll be able to go.
Didn't he also say that?
And like he even said that on the after the signing, he said that on his Twitch stream. He said that like the last year or so, he's just been played out of position loads. Like he's just been used where he like not necessarily where he doesn't want to be played, but just used wherever it's needed.
Yeah.
And he's looking forward to playing in his proper position again.
So you're telling me that you're watching La Liga regularly?
He can play a right mid, he can play center.
Centre mid. He's a centre mid.
We're going to play him at center mid. Let's just get out of the way. He's coming in as a center mid to show up the one spot that we actually needed, other than striker, was another center mid that I could actually play at this level.
We didn't need another centre mid though. It wasn't key. It's a
no.
It's
we did.
We did.
Scotty, who comes in after Kovacic then? Who would you get in?
Yeah, Scotty, did you really think that? Like we didn't need a midfielder?
Not to the same extent. Like getting another one in is nice, but not to the same extent that people were saying, "Oh, it's a failure of a window if we don't get one in," and like it's key and all this shit. Like we have other people who can play there, because that was the same argument I heard for people when we were going to get Koundé. We have other people who can play there. We have
more in the centre back position who can play centre back than we do have midfield. I'm sorry. After what Ampdu's now gone, thankfully, he was an option that's been brought up. I would never want him to play that. And the only other person is Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and we have no idea if he can play that role. That's it. That's all we had. We didn't have any other options.
Also being able to play a position,
but the thing is,
he can.
Completely different.
Bro, your internet is.
Javi, you would say you could play up front if someone said he couldn't. That's what you'd say, Javi.
Yo, he actually can, bro. He actually, He actually can. Yo,
Let me
Sorry
guess,
was thinking
Ruben?
about using him as a striker.
The thing for me
It's been done.
Is realistically speaking, the guy that we like, apart from Saul, if we brought
Yes,
anyone else in at centre mid, they'd have been fourth choice. So the only thing with Saul is he probably won't be fourth choice just because I think he's better than Kovacic.
Wait, you went on
Oh,
loan.
you can't say that because the chat will
I don't
kill
care.
you.
I don't give a shit. As an
Ampadu went on.
all-round player, he's better.
Do you know that Xavi didn't say anything for like 10 minutes until I said something about Ruben Loftus-Cheek? I mean,
Bro, no slander. I told you guys, no slander.
it's not
no
slander, it's true.
I know.
Slander if it's true.
I'm joking.
Yeah, imagine having
Come here.
player agendas. By the way, 20% off AC Hive, manscaped.com. Check it out.
Yeah, but that's like for me. That's why I'm like, it wasn't key. It's nice to get someone in, but it wasn't key because I think we had other people who could. We had other people who could play there, and we've got the manager where they can improve our player. We've got the manager where he can improve our players enough to the point where they can fill a hole. We've seen that.
I understand. I don't
Like
think
Mount.
he wanted. I don't think he wanted to improve those players. I thought they could. That's why we got Saul in. That's what I mean. I don't think he wanted to spend his time on Ampadu and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Maybe he wants to spend time on Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but he needs someone else in there because he knows Loftus-Cheek is not going to play a lot.
I don't think it's necessarily spending time on a player. I think it's just the natural improvement you're going to get working under that sort of manager.
I just think he wanted, if all reports to be, I believe he just wanted someone who's experienced, balances the squad a bit more up with experience and the younger players, and we just can't. That's the one we need because at least let's face it, Kante's going to play 30 games if we're lucky, maximum this season in all comps. Back away from the mic, mate. Back away from the mic. It's
Yeah.
so good. Kovacic, and we need to rotate Jorginho. He can't play all the time. Jorginho, he just can't play it all the time, man. See you, Chris. But we needed someone else in there with the experience, so that we're not all like worried about playing in there. Because if you're putting Ruben Loftus-Cheek in there, and I like Ruben, but I'm not confident that he can play that role all the time. So, and especially up against the big boys, if an injury does hit. So, I think that's
How old is Jorginho?
Your mic is scratching, man.
Yeah, that microphone is acting up.
Yeah. You've got a redneck microphone. You need to exchange that, man. It's scratching up all the time.
Speaking of Mike, is that first line?
Rico's saying Ampadu and
Yeah, it's better.
RLC. I think he means in terms of depth.
Ampadu is just he's going to have another shit season.
He's never going to play for us. He's never going to play.
It's not that. It's. I don't think he's the guy. Like he's going to have another terrible season with Venezia. They're going to get relegated. I'll be real. I don't know what their centre back situation is, but in terms of centre mid, he's not getting in that centre mid position. I don't know if he wants to play there or not. But yeah,
he's also not needed at centre back. Not a Chalobah there. He's not needed at centre back.
No.
He's not needed. So there's no point. I mean, I'm surprised he signed a new contract. Really,
We make them when they go on loan. Most of them,
I know.
we make them.
It's just.
I think it's we want to get actual money for him rather than trying to.
Yeah, I understand.
Because Drinkwater, we haven't renewed his contract, so we're literally just trying to get him out the door. So then,
when they announced him on loan, I was thinking, oh crap, they're going to say he signed a 1-year extension.
Speaking of which, by the way, of Reading and loans, you know they've got Baba Rahman on loan as well.
Yep.
I only just found that out today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rahman.
Crystal Palace just want to be Chelsea, but it is what it is because we also want to be Palace too. That's calm.
Yeah, why?
Ruben, though, like I am really happy that he has managed to stay in the squad as well because it is last chance saloon for him. And if he did go on another loan spell, he would have just been gone anyway. I don't think he comes back to try and fight. For
Look at this. Look at all the people that went on loan. Look at all the people. If Tuchel said to the board, "Yeah, I don't see him staying in the squad," they would have got a loan move for him. We got a loan move for like everybody except for Barkley, I guess. I don't think he's gonna play ever again, but. I think he's playing in U23, but enough said.
Or we have to be open-minded and say the loan offers coming in and the offer what they were going to pay for him maybe weren't high enough for what Chelsea wanted to.
Yeah, Ruben had links with Italy. He had a couple teams in Italy looking at him, Lazio and Napoli.
Yeah.
Bro, he was gonna if they wanted to send him, they would have sent him. We sent him. We sent people.
I just want to keep open-minded that maybe you're right, Javi. Maybe he said no. I need Ruben as cover. He's my he's whatever choice, 5th choice. I need it. Got a long season ahead, and I'm going to rotate. And you might be right. You might be absolutely right. On the other hand, we have to be open-minded and go. The offers maybe we receive if we did get any for him, we're not good enough.
Yeah, it can't be one way or another. It's usually right in the middle. The world doesn't operate in black and white. It operates in shades of gray. So it probably was a little bit, we had to hold back until we had a central midfielder come in. And it was 2 minutes before the window closed. So it's kind of hard to send people out when you don't know you're going to have a central midfielder until 2 minutes before the window closes.
Well, they probably decided that day or the day before that he wasn't going because it was too close to the window ending. We're trying to get someone in. We don't need to send someone out when we're trying to get someone in.
We're not saying
Tuchel just saw something.
He needs somebody to go get him coffee.
Sorry,
Tuchel will be in. I mean, Ruben. Tuchel rates quality players.
That's right, and he rates Ruben as well.
He needs somebody. He needs somebody to pick up the balls in training, so he kept Cho.
He got Barkley to do that. He got Barkley.
So he kept Ruben.
He got Barkley. That's why Barkley stayed in the squad. That's why Barkley stayed in the squad.
Barkley goes.
That's why Barkley said it.
Barkley's there to drink and punch kids. That's all the reason Barkley's around.
And Ruben's just there for vibes.
Oh my goodness!
Touch the pitch.
Fuck's sake. Big up Rico saying Ruben booty cheeks ain't good enough to start for Fulham. How is he good enough for Chelsea? Lol. Fulham tax. Blame Fulham.
Do you know why I dislike these sorts of comments?
Yeah, right.
It's because it's not even that. It's they'll say this, but then forget that players like Wijnaldum was shit for Newcastle when they got relegated, but are now starting for Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, but the difference is that Wijnaldum did not have a major injury that cost him his career.
Bro, your mic is your internet is mangy.
And then Scott,
they're playing for Barcelona. So it's
Scott, the whole purpose of Ruben going on loan was just to have him stay healthy. You feel me? Like he just got that injury that he got was terrible. So just to get him back playing again, it's not like he's necessarily going to start game in and game out. Like, you feel me?
Hey, Carefree Joseph, you might want to clarify what you just said there. Blame anti-Semitism.
What?
It was why will you blame anti-Semitism because Ruben's Achilles? It was a match. So
wait. What's even that comment? Who said that?
Carefree Joseph.
Carefree Joseph. Where the fuck is this comment?
It's right above CYB TV. He just got deleted. He just deleted it.
Oh, okay. That might. Wait, what did he say?
It said blame anti-Semitism for Ruben's Achilles injury.
Oh, the friendly. Like, no, we're not blaming. Blame the friendly and the setup of the pitch, but not the cause behind it.
Yeah.
Like, I've got nothing against the friendly and the reasons behind it. Like, keep doing that and create more awareness for anti-Semitism and all.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is when you say something like that, make sure you clarify what you're saying because it can be easily misconstrued. I wasn't saying he was saying anything wrong.
The problem was, number one, the pitch was an absolute disgrace. Like, that pitch was so
Where was
bad.
it played again?
Somewhere in America.
It was in a football stadium, and they have field turf, and because the FA or there's agreement they can't play on field turf, they put a real turf on top of field turf, and that's why it was. If they would have just played on the field turf, they would have been fine.
Where was it played?
It was played in New England, in Gillette Stadium.
I swear that's a football pitch, isn't it?
Yes. Well, no,
that's the New England Revolution ground.
It's real turf though. It's not like.
No, it's field turf. It's field turf.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's not like it's Astro or anything.
See, there's a difference. I played both types of football and AstroTurf, actual AstroTurf, not the stuff they use nowadays. And it cuts you like a knife when you slide on it.
Them scrapes, boy.
It's
burns after.
Dude, it's horrible. But field turf is not that way. Actually, a lot of MLS pitches are field turf, and it really there's not a whole lot of difference between real grass pitches and the new field turf because of the way they're made. They're just easier to maintain. So
yeah, but the pitch was the problem, and also the timing.
Yeah,
the timing was awful.
The week before Europa League final, and it was planned a year in advance. I will never understand that. And someone still needs to get sacked for that, in my opinion, because we lost one of our best players of the season because of that.
Yeah.
Like, Ruben Loftus-Cheek's form going into Europa League final was ridiculous, and I could only imagine the sort of player that he would have been right now if he didn't have that injury.
And to continue the agenda, because of that game, we had to sign Kovacic.
I love the little spin on that.
I'm not falling for it.
We had to force Sarri to play his first team in that game. I'm not surprised he wanted to leave straight afterwards.
Yeah.
We could have thrown the Europa League final because of that game. Imagine it was Eden Hazard that had that injury instead.
Yeah, very true. But I thought Giroud really was the star of, if I remember quick.
Nah, it's just everyone remembers his goal because he played against them. But Eden Hazard absolutely tore them apart. If you're talking about performance, Hazard and Giroud, but to be honest, the whole team dominated them.
Yep.
Sorry,
but it's Arsenal.
one of the best games I've seen under him. Yeah. The way we were playing football, the fluid play, the interchanges between players, the way we were getting the ball from one pitch to the other with ease, we absolutely battered them in that second half. But then Ruben's injury could have been even more. He would have defo licked in a long shot. Because the one thing that people don't talk about enough when it comes to Ruben is his goal threat. That's the one reason why I liked him so much in 18-19 as well. He was the only midfielder we had that had goal threat. That's why he ended up benching Kovacic at the end of the season as well. Not even a shot. But that's why.
But I'm about to bounce, but somebody wants to know when Jesus is coming. By 2048.
What?
He means Jesus at Man City. Cool. He means Jesus at Man City. I think it's the week after Villa we'll be visiting. So yeah, we'll be in the Man City squad for that.
Hey,
so,
you asked, I told you by 2048. Any other questions before I go? Because I gotta get ready for work.
Military time.
Not even that short, to be honest.
I'm out.
Anything, but yo, appreciate you. Take care anyway, man.
Anytime, brother.
In a bit, Jester.
See you, Jester.
Let's check absolute Chelsea.
Yeah, please.
They've
been silent for the last couple of hours.
Yeah, because like transfer is done now. So
nothing's going on. Yeah, it's done. Nothing's going on. It's international break. Nothing's going on.
There we go. What Chelsea and Spurs didn't attempt to buy Frank Kessie this summer because they're aiming to try and get him next summer on a free transfer. And West Ham turned down the chance to sign Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan from Chelsea on deadline day. Good.
I don't need him.
Fucking good. Last thing I need to see is him in claret and blue. Like seeing him in a Fulham shot was bad enough.
Don't worry, it wasn't a lot last season. Stupid Scott Parker. There we go.
Yeah, it's either that, just the Tino Anjorin news, and other than that, I don't think there's been much going on with Chelsea recently.
No, Kante's on his way back from international duty. Ankle issues. What a surprise! Like they didn't know. So had to travel all the way to France and back again. Like that's not going to have issues.
Oh crap!
Chumps, man.
There could be who's announced this? Said COVID-19 complications could force clubs in the Champions League to play their home game at the away team's venue. Under new rules, the home team must ensure their government provides exemptions. There are no restrictions for visiting opponents. If clubs are unable to do this, the home club will forfeit the game if they do not arrange to stage a fixture in a neutral venue, free from COVID restrictions, or agree to a venue reversal. So if there's tight COVID rules in certain countries, we might not even have to go to their ground for the away day. They might have to come to our ground. All right,
like the Porto tie when we were in Sevilla for both legs.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah,
Sevilla for both legs. Yeah,
that was weird for the final. Like we were all just in Porto.
Imagine playing away game at your own home.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you? How would they do the tickets? How would they shell out the tickets?
Let me send you the link quick.
How would they
I think Italy's going to be one of those because there was questions about whether fans could do Juve away.
What about Sweden, Malmo? Russia, obviously Zenit, Russia.
I don't know what the Swedish regulations are like. I just know Chelsea said don't buy any flight tickets until we're sure about what the restrictions are like in each country. Because usually fans
buy our tickets anyway.
The group stage and get flight tickets immediately. Like when we drew Ajax, I just waited for the fixture list to get announced. I bought the tickets. Now I'll wait for the Chelsea tickets to come out.
Not technically, you went with travel. Yeah, you went with a travel package. To be fair.
No, that's for the Champions League final. I mean, like,
okay.
Come on, father, man.
Can I ask the English people question? What,
sure.
What do I need to do, for example, if I'm come to London? How I buy a ticket? Like just regular walking in and.
Your best bet is getting one of those, being a part of one of those supporter groups. Like you should have a supporter group for your state.
Yeah.
No. You see that man? There in the top, not Lewis, but the other guy with the camera on the top. He usually has about 4 or 5 extra tickets. Just link up with him. He's probably got it. He'll probably give you a ticket. Yeah, you.
Me?
He's probably got about. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Tickets. He's
Whoa!
Like a scalper. He's like a scalper, man.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'll sign you for that, man.
Yeah. You buy about 15 tickets at a time. I know you, man. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah,
okay. So I'll contact him when I've traveled to London.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, on a level, if you want the best chance to get tickets, link up with your supporter group, and they should be able to sort it out.
Why?
Otherwise, I'm saying like otherwise, tickets are not for sale.
Fix your head, man.
That's true. Don't contact Father. He only buys one ticket,
or you'll turn into Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, it's true. Bald bastard.
Jam, you coming next Saturday? Yeah.
How much are the tickets actually, like for the game?
It varies. No
depends what you want to see. It depends.
Jam, I heard you showed up on Saturday. Is that true for the Aston Villa game?
I might do. We'll see.
Come on, Jem. You promised yourself, man.
Villa in the cup or Villa in the league?
League.
If you're looking for a cup ticket, I was going to shout you.
Nah.
Missing out the chance of seeing Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the pivot.
Exactly.
18 as well, yeah.
I don't want to see Ethan Ampadu playing.
No, he's gone online. You're not going to see him anyway. He's gone online.
It's good. Really. Who else we got left? Ross Barkley. Blimmin' hell.
He's not going to be registered.
No chance Barkley ends up playing.
Ross Barkley's in the squad, isn't he? We ain't been able to sell him.
He's going to be a ball boy.
He's going to be covering Mason Mount. Watch this season. And Kai Havertz.
No.
Ross Barkley.
Fever Ross Barkley.
Out of your mind. If I ever see Ross Barkley warming up on the touchline again, it will be too soon.
The Russian window is still open. The Russian transfer window is still open.
How long is that thing still open to? Because you sure you just can't ship him off?
So it's another week. It's another week or something.
Andrew, I'm telling you this again, bro. It's not just the Russian window. Why are you trying to send everyone to Russia, bro? What's going on?
Just saying.
I think it's Turkish.
Our owner's Russian. We'll probably help him settle in there. Get good, place to live. It's got vodka on tap, literally. So it'll be fine.
I've got a question. As we were saying, jump your question. Who are the actual favourites to win the league right now, based after the transfer window?
Chelsea.
What you mean, like the odds?
Now we know who's got who and what and whatever. Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Like who is supposedly the out and out favourites to win the title?
For me, I'd say us or City. I still can't decide between the two. But then I'd say it's United third, Liverpool fourth.
I'm going to say, I think Man United, I don't think they can get away with continuing to act like they can't be compared. They've got Ronaldo, Varane.
I would say, based on the window they've had, if they don't win anything, it's a failure of a season.
It is a failure. They keep deflecting.
Actually, screw that. If they don't at least challenge for the title, it's a failure of a season. You can't be signing Varane, Sancho,
And and then that happens, and then Solskjaer needs to be looked at then, because it's just like you have the players, you have the team. The players are not the problem. Like
Yeah, but no, this
we
is that will
gave
be their
bro.
excuse, Xavi, wouldn't it? It will be, oh, we got Ollie, that's why we didn't win it. But it's just bollocks.
No, that is why they won't win it, is because of Ollie, because they've got the players. Like, this whole DM argument's stupid, because they've got a DM, and their midfield is good enough that if they had a manager who could set it up properly, they could win. Look at our squad. We've not got a proper DM in our whole squad, apart from maybe one, and he's kind of, most people will say he's a centre-back rather than a DM, and he's not even our starting DM, and we still won the Champions League, and we'll probably challenge for the league this year.
Yeah.
So it's about setting your team up right, which Ollie can't do.
Yeah, I hear that.
They've got Matic who could play there. And if you surround him with Van der Beek and probably Pogba, they can do enough of the running so that he doesn't have to. But he won't set up that way because he seems stubborn to play this 4-2-3-1 that doesn't work.
But that's why I don't see United as title contenders. I don't see him finishing above Chelsea. I don't see him finishing above City. I don't see him finishing above Liverpool. I barely see him finishing above Leicester City. But that's
I think they'll finish above Liverpool, bro.
Yeah, I think they'll finish above
Liverpool. Finish above Liverpool.
This
whole thing about Liverpool and and them being contenders, like even the Liverpool fans have been telling me they're contenders. They're not contenders. They're no different to what they was last season. All right, they got Konate. They get 1 or 2 injuries, they are done out here again.
It's not even that. For about 4 weeks of the season or 3 weeks, wherever it is, they are without 2 of their best players. Regardless of how bad Mane's playing, he's still an amazing player. Their front three is going to consist of Harvey Elliott, Roberto Firmino, and Diogo Jota.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the hell is scoring their goals?
Diogo Jota is about it, probably.
Yeah, they're older.
Their squad isn't good enough.
Exactly.
If they get 1 or 2 injuries, they're fucked. Their squad
is older. They're older. They're not playing that well, and their squad's not good enough.
Their average age is 28 years old, man.
That's why they finished 4th.
Their best players are in their 30s now.
Yeah. They're not.
They're
just.
I'm being told by Liverpool fans that Thiago's going to have the player of this the season of his life, and he's going to be like the player of the year and all this crap. That's what I'm hearing from Liverpool fans.
He can't even do anything against. He can't even start because Klopp doesn't know how to play him.
That's the thing. He quite easily could be. He's that sort of player, but Klopp. This is also why I say Klopp isn't the best manager in the league. Klopp doesn't seem to be able to coach him properly. He seems to prefer playing players that just have passion and energy and shit and can run.
He wants a machine midfield. That's what he wants. He wants a machine like Fabinho
and no creativity.
Yeah, that's what he wants. Ronaldo. That's what he wants. He wants a powerful midfield. So cool, powerful midfield. That's more. Yeah, it's more energy running than skill. That's what he wants. And what it is you give it. You either one of them 3. They just give it to the top 3 usually, and it works. But
we would have beat them. I'm telling you now. I keep saying that. I've said it a number of times. We would have beat them if we didn't go down to 10 men, and we would have beaten them quite comfortably as well. They keep saying, "Oh, I was getting told by Liverpool fans. You couldn't. Why were you saying that Chelsea were the better team in the first half? We had more chances than you, and we were creating more, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Listen, you wasn't even really hurting us. Let's be serious. You couldn't even break us down."
For the penalty. What saved apart from the Harvey Elliott shot? That was it. That was all they had.
Yeah.
Mendy wasn't.
The only other chance they had was Henderson's clearance.
Maybe, but they weren't dominating. What are they doing? They got up.
They were dominant on the first 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and after we scored, we actually started dominated. After we scored even more.
But that whole thing that whole thing of we dominate the first 10-15 minutes means nothing because Arsenal were the better team in their game against City for about 8 minutes and then they conceded and lost 5-0 or 4-0, whatever it was.
They were the better team than us. Arsenal in the first 30 minutes before we scored.
I could have a bet with you guys that Liverpool were going to come out like that the first 20 minutes. They've been doing it for the last 2-3 seasons. That's how that's their game plan. Yeah. Literally, pressure, get in your face and try and score the early goal. And you can do that.
When that doesn't work, they've got nothing else. Nothing else. Yeah. Like, look at the Real Madrid games last year. The Real Madrid knew how to counteract it, hit them on the counter-attack, and Liverpool just kept playing the same way. They had no other way of playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, which means
that's why some Liverpool fans saying that Klopp doesn't have a plan B. He's just like Pep. He just doesn't let it go of one same system.
Pep's better.
drill, no plan B.
Yeah, which is why he burns out. Which is why
I said to a Liverpool fan the other day, I said to him, Klopp isn't a tactician, and he went mad. He hated it. He was like, "What are you talking about?" I went, "Well, he's not like Tuchel, is he? He's not a tactician. He's not someone that knows how to switch it up. What do you mean?" I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? Did you not see last season? He was too naive to even think about changing his systems when he lost his best defender or best player, should we say? Yeah, he didn't adapt." And he goes, "Yeah, but he did. But it was too late, and it got us Champions League football when we did adapt." I was like, "Yeah, but he's not a tactician, is he? Because he didn't think about doing it earlier, did he?"
And the club's comments after the game, which actually pisses me off more, because when he said that Chelsea were with 10 men, they went defensive. I was like, I will take 10 men Liverpool versus 11 Chelsea any day. Like how you can complain that your team, the opposite team, at your house went down to 10 men. How you can complain that?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, but Klopp's full of shit. Klopp is the biggest shit talker in the Premier League in terms of managers.
I remember one time he complained about the sun in his goalkeeper's eyes. I remember it was grass is too wet or something. I was like, you play on both sides.
His comments about the transfer window and about United, City, and Chelsea spending loads of money and nonsense. Like he's talking about, I don't know how these teams are able to spend this much money. Like his team didn't go out and break the record for the centre back, the defender, and the goalkeeper record in the Premier League in one season. Until us and United broke it. Like they spent however much on Alisson and Van Dijk to win the league, and he's out here talking about money. Shut the fuck up! Just because your owners are shit. He just talks like an asshole.
What's his name? My prediction is the top 4. I think it's going to be a big failure if Chelsea doesn't win the league. But I'm not convinced about Manchester City is going to be a second one.
Because we said this last season and they won it. This is what I keep saying.
No. It's it's a little different. We still had Aguero, even though he played only 20 games a season. He was still there, and he saved them a couple of games. Actually, scored at the last minute. What I think is going to be it's Chelsea, Man United, City, and maybe even Liverpool not going to make it top 4. That's my prediction. That's my.
I think City aren't going to make top 4.
Do what?
You think City aren't going to make top 4?
No, Liverpool not going to make top 4.
Well, that's a fair shout.
Yeah, for me, of the 4 teams, they're the one that don't make it because the game against Chelsea showed that if you just set up in a way that you are defensively solid, which even the most basic of manager can do is set a team up defensively solid and just not look to go out at a team. You can stop them. And if you stop them, then they've got nothing. Because they've got, apart from Trent and Robertson, they've got no creativity in that team. None. So then it's just hitting crosses in, so like if a Villa come to their team and they sit the back, it's Mings and Konsa they've got. Like, they're fine.
Another thing about that, Salah gets a lot of penalties. And the previous VAR, on the previous VAR, any contact can be a penalty. So now VAR changed. So Salah and what's his name, the flipper on our side, if they choose stop diving, they barely get any goal scoring because VAR is going to be different. You're going to have more contact to actually get the penalty this time.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, all the other teams above them, the 3 teams above them, have got other ways of. They've got multiple ways of attacking and scoring. Like United, for as bad as they are, have got Bruno. Like he's an awful footballer, but they can shoot outside the box. You've got Ronaldo, you've got Greenwood, you've got Rashford can turn up every once in a while.
Yeah.
So that's you, and then you've got obviously us and City. So
yeah. And Michael Smith was saying cross merchants crying about knowing how to defend. Yep. That's Liverpool fans in general, especially if you guys watch the Don Robbie stream on Saturday. Everyone hates defensive football, but I love watching people hate.
It's not even defensive football though. That's what I don't get.
What are you meant to do? You've gone down to 10 men. What do they expect you to do? I don't get it.
It's not that.
I know.
We play the exact same way that we did last year, where we just keep the ball. That's not defensive football. That's possession football. It's the same stuff that Pep does. It's literally the same
That's
thing.
just
People hate it and get frustrated.
yeah.
They can't find a way
Yeah,
through.
that's frustration talk. That's frustration talk when it's like you're just mad you couldn't break down the 10 men, so you find ways to criticize us instead of looking at your own team and being like, yeah, accept the blame and be like, yeah, we couldn't just break down 10 men. We weren't good enough on a day. But instead, you'd be like, oh, look at you guys playing defensive.
Do you know what annoys me about it? That happens on a blooming regular basis at Stamford Bridge. We play against low block teams all the time, and they just literally have 11 men behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? No one ever criticises it. Chelsea do it once, and it's like, oh my god, got all that money and you're playing like that.
But that's my point. It's like people go, oh, you're playing 5 at the back, so you're playing defensive. Like they don't understand that you can play defensive if you play a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, or you play 3 at the back, 5 at the back. It's not about the formation. It's about how you set your team out in that formation, if that makes sense. It's about the tactics. You could play a 4-2-4 and it still be defensive if you play with lines and like you're rigid.
But do you know what? Right, so the mad thing was, especially in that game, we could have actually still won it. If Kovacic ran through, we still could have actually just done a smash and grab. And if that was Saul Niguez on the end of that ball, I reckon he would have scored that.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Not even that, but Lukaku had the chance where Matip blocked it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so we had better chances in them anyway over the last, especially in the second half. What did they do in the second half?
We limited them to long shots from outside the box.
Did Mendy have actually in the game?
We limited the only shots they had was when they try to do long shots, and Mendy just saves that we expect them to make. He just made them.
They couldn't get past Krusty. That says it all. Do you know what I mean? Like the man was like having them on tap. Like what can we say?
So why do
It's like the nicest thing I've ever heard you say about Christensen.
Look at that face.
Yo, you could no, he was exhausted, bro.
He's shocked by his performance. He's like, oh my god.
I was shocked when he did the same thing in February.
Look at Lewis, he gets triggered.
Come on, man.
But why do Liverpool fans care if we play defensive football? They pick up their defense all the time. I don't get it. They pick up their defense all the time. So why do they care if we play defensive football?
Yeah.
I don't get it. They say they have the best right back, left back, centre back pairing in the world and goalkeeper. So but why do they care if we play defensive football?
Yeah.
With 10 men. It doesn't make any sense. So essentially you're saying you hate defensive football, but you love your defence. You have the best defence in the world, but you hate defensive football.
Apparently they've also got the best front three in the Premier League, but that best front three.
No, they
in the
haven't.
Premier
That's
League.
a myth now. We need to get that. Let's just get this
One.
right. They have not got the best front three.
Yeah.
They've got
Just
one very
now.
good player that if he
One.
wasn't playing last season, they probably would have finished 10th. Let's be serious.
I'll
'cause
be
he was
real.
winning them
I
games
still
on his own.
don't rate him. Still don't rate him.
No, he is good, isn't he? Come on,
He's
as much
a
as
good
we
goal
can
scorer.
you can't say much
He's
about
a
Mo
good goal
Salah.
scorer. This is the
Yeah.
thing. I always say this. He's a good goal scorer. He's not a good footballer. He's a good goal scorer.
Yes.
Here he is.
Luke saying, what do you think Koundé feels about the situation? He was eager to join us, asked to start the game through us a bit early for it not to then happen. He's frustrated, but he'll be leaving in the summer, so I don't think he'll be too annoyed. He'll have more game time at Sevilla than he would at Chelsea anyway, so I don't think he'll be too fussed by it. Prime, you're on mute, bro.
Yeah, I know. No, I wasn't speaking. You guys were talking.
No worries then.
If anyone's frustrated about Koundé, it's me, mate. I wanted Koundé badly.
It's just like Sevilla's asking for more money. That's all.
Now you can't do it.
No, but I get it. Don't get me wrong. I do get it. But the frustration lies from what Pius said yesterday, Lewis, on Lorenz's channel when we was on there, and he said that we basically could have got Koundé, obviously for a lot less than what they wanted, which was initially 70 to 80 million euros, if we would have gone for him before the 20th of August. But the reason that didn't happen was because of blimmin' Zuma. We couldn't get Zuma off the books quick enough for us to then go and purchase blimmin' Koundé at that time. So
the thing that I don't get with all that is we could have still done the deal and just delayed the actual confirmation of it. So if we'd wrapped everything up, we'd agreed everything, and then all we've got to do is just delay it until Zuma's gone, and then you just finish.
yeah, we could have. I don't think we knew if we was going to be able to sell him, because obviously we offered them to West Ham originally and they didn't want him, and then I actually think we tried to give him to Seville and they just thought I don't think it was them not wanting him. I think it was more. I think it was more him not wanting them. That's what I think. I don't think he wanted to play in Spain. I think he wanted to stay in London. So that was where the issue was, and that's why it took so goddamn long to get rid of Zuma. Do you know what I mean? Is what it is.
No, I think West Ham were just trying to be as stingy as fucking possible. They wanted to turn this into a loan deal, just based off Zuma's knee problems that have been gone for the last
Exactly.
5
Delaying. Delay. That led us not to them getting Kunde at the end of it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, the West Ham board don't like spending money at all. Like, especially, like, they have David Moyes.
They had a brilliant window. If we would have get one more striker, they have a really good team.
Yeah.
Was
And
Sevilla
I don't know
or
what,
West Ham?
they should back
West Ham.
Like, they should back him because David Moyes is doing something brilliant out there, and he can build similar to what he did at Everton, build some sort of a, I don't know if dynasty is the right word, but build something there. But if they don't continuously back him, he's going to end up leaving, which is, for them, it's probably a shame. But, you know, for us, it doesn't matter.
Fuck West Ham regardless. I big up yourself.
Fuck West Ham. Don't like that one. Fuck West Ham. Fuck every London team other than
I don't really think of much to it because I don't want to see West Ham do well, even though they're doing well under David Moyes.
Yeah, but Lewis, would you rather see West Ham do well? Would you rather see West Ham do well or Arsenal do well? Come on, man. Come on, you shouldn't be. Exactly, you shouldn't even be thinking about
Reluctantly West Ham.
Arsenal doing well is finishing like 9th in the table right now, so you know.
I'd rather West Ham be finishing like European positions than Arsenal. I don't care.
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
then they can push up the price for Rice.
Exactly, and we won't buy on that side.
Yeah, exactly, push up the price for Rice.
You know what I'm thinking, man.
I like that. I like that. I want them to do really well. No,
And that way, Arsenal finish 16th, and we can go buy Sacha. I see. I like it.
I asked the question before: would you trade PL title for the Arsenal relegation?
Who? What?
What do you mean?
Would you trade PL title for Arsenal relegation?
Bro, it could happen this season. I don't need to trade it.
I'm greedy. I want both.
I want both as well. I can't even pick. I'm not going to lie. That's a straight up both.
Picture this. Lewis,
I just want to.
Lewis, picture this. AFTV after they've just lost the playoff final next year.
What? Florian.
Yeah,
they'd get another million subs just like that.
They've lost it to Millwall.
Yeah, they would.
What happened to DT on AFTV?
God knows. God knows.
If they just get battered by QPR in the derbies, I will laugh.
Yeah. Wednesday night trip to Rotherham.
Also, do have to say, big up Willian as well for finally getting out of Arsenal too.
Even he ripped his own contract up and left, didn't he?
This guy rejected, what was it, 220 a week or something? Like,
he ripped it up.
£20 million.
Yeah, but said 20 million pounds.
Even money couldn't keep Willian there. He had to rip up the contract just to get out of there, man. Believe me now. Must be that bad.
Imagine if he just accepted that 2-year deal at Chelsea, though. He would have had a Champions League on the table and he would have won everything at the club.
No, we probably wouldn't have won the Champions League because ever since Willian was there, we never won it. For some weird reason.
Yeah, but by that logic, you can say the same about Hazard. Don't do that. Respect Willian, 2 Premier League respect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about Hazard as well. That's true.
No, but Hazard did what he needed to do. He's the reason why our team's even at the state because the money that we got off selling him. So it's calm. I don't mind. Willian just. He would have probably forced fucking Mount out of the squad so he could take.
He got too much disrespect for me though. I thought he was alright at Chelsea. I'm not gonna lie. I know people were moaning about him.
William.
Yeah, I thought he was alright, William, man. For Chelsea.
Man, William was rubbish, man.
No, he was.
He was.
William.
You forget he was one of our, he was like the player. He was literally one of our player of the season at one point, especially when Hazard. When Hazard left, he stepped up.
To be honest, Diego Costa should have won it, but we moved.
Yeah, I respect him, man. He's the one scoring that goal against Spurs, man.
Willian maybe doesn't have the.
He was player of the season in our worst season.
Yeah, Willian maybe doesn't have the stats in terms of goals and assists every season, but like what he contributes to the team was important, and it's the reason why he stuck around for so long.
Running around with his big afro.
Nah, stop it. It wasn't running around. It wasn't that bad.
I'll be real with you. Willian was great for ball progression, and for tracking back.
And he scored bangers. What are you talking about? He scored some bangers. I remember him scoring some bangers.
Like nice little 5-week spell in 15-16.
Hang on, he was touted as one of the best free kick takers in European football at one point. He was banging in free kicks
for like 3 months.
Lewis,
stop it.
Lewis,
I'm being real with you, man.
Lewis,
stop it. Get your smelly agenda out.
Don't worry, Lewis. Let the agenda run.
Lewis,
the best
speaking
I've
about
seen Willian was in Project Restart when he was fighting for a contract.
That's
And
true, yeah.
other than that time, I have never seen Willian show near that form. I'm not having because he's been gone for a year.
He wasn't atrocious though. I won't have it. He was
for us. We wanted Willian gone for years.
Yeah.
Before it actually happened.
I don't know.
Let's be real.
Lewis,
Willian was rubbish.
Lewis, speaking about
never
ball
scored
progression,
over-
who are you sponsored by?
Like Marcos Alonso.
Manscaped.
Oh, Andrew.
Okay.
Those who want real ball progression, Lawnmower 4.0, 20% off free packaging and delivery with your favorite discount code of AC Hive. That is 20% off and free packaging with AC Hive. Use the code in the description below. Check it out on manscaped.com for all your best products for your back, sack, and crack.
Wait, Lewis, when are you dropping the video for Tor shaving the key? Are you not doing that? Or
Once Fatter gets his hand on some fucking Kiwis.
What are you talking about, Prime? You're not getting me into trouble again,
like
please.
AFTV Manscaped have, where they have Ty just like
Yeah.
shaving.
You shave your pubes with it as well.
Prime, you do need one as well,
I
Prime,
will-
for your...
All I will say about my experiences using this is
No,
that
I'm going
it
to
has
give you
been
a
very
nice
comfortable.
shirt.
Very comfortable. And also, don't forget, even if, let's say, your power goes out and everything and you don't know where you're shaving, we got a light for you. All good.
hold on, your power goes out, and the first thing you think of is, oh, I've got a torch on my.
Yeah, so now I can see things. This works as
No.
a torch as well as nut shave.
Prime, those are for the early morning shaves, just in case.
Yeah,
Let's not
Just
talk
say
about
you don't want the light on. It's just like that.
How big is it, Lewis? Let me see it properly. Have you got it in
Beg
your
your
hand?
pardon? Oh.
Is it like? Is it thick? How big is the shaver? Is it a big end? Is it a thin end?
Whoa, that sounded so crazy, Jam.
Yeah.
Before, that
You
sounded
know what
so
I'm
crazy.
talking about, man. I'm talking about
No, I did not know what you were talking about.
the end of the shaver, you weirdo.
No, Who's
There you
about
go,
to pull it out on stream?
I need to know whether I can use it for certain areas. That's all. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, Jam,
Jam,
bro.
you don't have the facilities for that, big man.
Prime, you're going to need a lawnmower for yours, mate. That's what I'm going to say. We move.
They got Myron Phillips saying William was a baller.
My guy.
Balance in our team. Hazard on the
My
left. Not appreciated
guy.
enough. Good for
That's it,
progressive passes, tracking back and runs. Everything else on the ball, horrendous. Decision making, horrendous. Final ball, not there. Finishing, hella inconsistent. But you're right. Did help release some pressure on Eden Hazard on the right hand side. So I give him credit for that at the very least. But if we're going to talk about William being an amazing player for us, nah. That's where it goes too far for me. He held us back too much for me to say that.
He never scored more than 10 Premier League goals in a season. He never did.
I get why he was played in the teams though. Still, I do. I think he was.
I get it too, but
I think what he brought to the team was different to what Hazard was. What at the time Oscar was, Schürrle was, whoever was there, Pedro, for example. Like he was a different
That's the
type of
problem.
player.
We didn't bring better players in, so we had to stick with Willian or Pedro, and that's what the problem was. If I wanted Mahrez for years on the right next to him, or a player like Serge Gnabry, or I can't even think of any other names. But I wanted better wingers next to Eden Hazard. That was the biggest problem. There was nowhere even close to his level. Right, it was just Willian and Pedro, and Pedro was great, but Pedro came to us a bit too late. We had a few more years out of him, we'd have been a lot better. Michael Smith saying, Jem, I forgot what a corner was when he was here. Bruv, I didn't even bother looking at the corners after a certain point. It was just so predictable. Hit the
Did you
first
forget them
man,
goals that he banged
goal
against
over
Spurs
first
in the
goal.
at Wembley, man? And they were bangers as well. He always used to score against Spurs, didn't he? He loved it.
No, the one in Shut Heart Lane, isn't it? The one that...
Yeah, he would have got a hat trick if Mount kept his head up just a bit more, but we move. If he got that hat trick, I forgive him for everything. Everything.
Do you remember when we had Hazard, Oscar, Mata, and William? All four of them. Do you remember? That was they were the days, man. Come on, you're telling me William wasn't sick then? I liked William then. I thought he mixed quite well.
William was again just good because for the supporting runs, but you forget we benched Prime Juan Mata for this guy, and De Bruyne was still rotting on the bench too, and we haven't even mentioned him.
No.
De Bruyne and Mata gone because Oscar and Willian could track back. Like, I get it for Mourinho's style of play, still hella annoying.
I always still remember Oscar's goal against Juventus, though. That was a bang for his first goal.
Oscar was a bit inconsistent, but he had enough quality for me to have good memory.
Oscar pocketed Pirlo twice.
He did, yeah. He did. Yeah,
When we had Juve in the group stages, he pocketed Pirlo in both games.
Didn't we lose 3-0?
No, we drew 2-2 as well.
We drew 2-2. We was winning.
No, when we went to their stadium, because it was Di Matteo's last match.
Was it?
Yeah, Di Matteo's last game. That's the reason why we didn't make it out of the group stages. Juve pammed us in that second leg. I think we played Hazard up front, and it didn't work out for us.
I don't even remember it that long ago.
I don't blame you. It was nearly a decade ago. Like,
it must have been the case because I don't remember it, and I wouldn't have remembered the game we got smacked at.
Also, what is it with managers wanting to use Hazard up top?
Do you know what? I'll tell you, Sam. I went to the City game at home when we had Morata and Hazard, like supposedly the link in that season, yeah. And Morata got injured. This is when Morata was actually all right. People forget before Morata got injured, he was actually on form. He was banging a couple of goals here and there, and we were thinking, oh, he looks quite decent. He got to the City game and he jumped up in the air with, I think it was Vincent Kompany, and as he came down, he injured himself. We then played Eden Hazard instead of bringing on. Who was on the bench at the time? Who was our backup?
We had Batshuayi on the bench.
That's it.
We had that Atletico Madrid goal a few days ago. He had amazing confidence. Conte brought on Willian.
That's what I was about to say. He brought on Willian.
0 out of 10.
He put Hazard up front. Yeah, I was at the game. I was at the bridge. And we got absolutely pammed. Every time Hazard took the ball in, we kept playing long balls to Hazard. Long balls for him to try and hold up. And it was the deadest game. We got owned. We got absolutely owned.
Yeah, because we had no.
I remember that game. That was the 1-0 or something. Yeah, we got beat.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah. De Bruyne left foot banger, bottom corner.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if it's still on Twitter though. But if it is, find the Willian compilation from that game, and you'll see exactly what I mean by I don't rate this guy nearly as much.
But yet we still continue to play Hazard up front even after that game, and it didn't make no sense to me. We kept trying it. I was saying it doesn't work.
Instead of a 3-4-3, we played like a 3-4-2, and there was no one in the middle, and that was the problem. There was no focal point. It was just two creators, both trying to look for the final ball. That's what Conte fucked that one up. That was
this the one when Kante fainted before the game, the start of the game or something like that? I think it's this one. Yeah, when Kante fainted in the dressing room. Can't remember that.
No. That was the other 1-0 at the Etihad. No, Kante played this one.
Right.
Actually, no, I don't blame him for fucking. I don't blame Conte for telling Chelsea not to play football at the Etihad because you were right. Kante was injured for that one. I think we had a Bakayoko Drinkwater pivot at the Etihad or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone who slanders Conte for that match, if we had that too as a pivot...
That was the worst two you could have combined together. Drinkwater and Bakayoko. That was...
Imagine that was when Sarri was there and we actually did try and play with that pivot. We would have got massacred. It would have been 9-0 or some shit. They treat us like Watford. 17-18 was just depressing.
Do you know what? When they panned us 6-0 away, remember we got absolutely battered by them. And then Aguero was banging them from anywhere and they were just going in basically. Kepa was in goal. I was on holiday and I was like I was with about 6 or 7 City fans all getting ready for this game. Man, I honestly, after 2-3-0, I got up and I just went in the pool and I could hear them all cheering.
We were there, Lewis. We were there 6-0.
Bro, that was the worst game I have ever seen. When I think about the worst games I've ever seen Chelsea ever play, that has got to be up there as one of my top 3 worst ever games I've ever seen.
Is that when we lost? Well, when we lost to City 6-0.
6-0 at City.
That was but
Ruben Loftus Cheek playing.
That was a free game. That was a free game.
Yeah. Watch out.
Because when you watch the first 20 minutes, they went 4-0 up. Like
Exactly.
it was such a free game. Like results like that don't happen.
What was worse, that or Bournemouth away?
In terms
And
of
the
bad
Bournemouth game also a free game as well.
Bournemouth is definitely there. The 4-0.
Is that the home one? Home game?
No, the 4-0 at Bournemouth ground. There's the 4-1 at Watford because that was just disgraceful. That Burnley game where we were 3-0 down at half time to them should be up there as well. That was, but actually no, we were down.
We got a red card though.
Yeah. What other games are there?
The West Brom game last season was bad. First half, anyway.
That was shocking. Nah, the 5-2. I thought you were talking about the 5-2.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
there's
about.
been a few, to be honest. The 3-0 to Bournemouth, 3-0 to Newcastle last day of the season.
Newcastle were our bogey team, man.
Spurs at home when we lost 3-1.
Losing to Arsenal 3-1 at home last season, not home, away, actually, was bad enough, wasn't it?
Yes, that game should be up there in the top 3. Disgusting.
That was bad.
You know something?
Sheffield United away 3-0, another one.
Yeah,
that
was
shocking. When Tammy Abraham was this, don't even
The
talk.
Old Trafford 4-0, I don't really think was as bad.
We didn't play that bad that game. We actually dominated.
We actually played well. Yeah, we played
That
well.
was Lampard's first league game, and the squad that we had to pull out for that game too, I'm not surprised we lost.
That was one of the only 4-0s where I actually sat back and went, I actually don't care we lost 4-0 because we didn't deserve to lose one. I was like, I'll take it.
I just sat there thinking, yo, this season is going to be trash.
What? Do you not
we're
get
going to
that?
have the worst season in decades.
It's not. Let me not speak on that because I'll go into Lampard and I don't want to do that.
Nah, leave Lampard alone, man.
That season, that game frustrated me so much, and it confirmed like a lot of what I knew. It was such.
Yeah, but we also had people like Tammy Abraham missing fucking massive chances in front of goal in that game.
He also had Tammy get bullied by Maguire, and we conceded from that as well. So.
Yeah. Dead, man.
Yeah, I think Lampard just went for the vote of confidence with him on that one. But I don't really blame him too much.
But call him a championship striker.
Mate, he's banging for Roma already, isn't he?
8 in his next 5 games after that.
Watch Mourinho get the best out of him now. Watch. I can see it happening.
He will, or he'll bully him and kill his confidence. It's one way or the other.
Yeah.
I am glad he's doing well. It's only been 2 games. I am glad he's doing well in the Serie A, but the last team he played against was relegation. It was a relegation team basically, and people are using that to say, "Oh, bring him back. Why did we buy Lukaku and stuff?" I'm just like, it's good that he's out in Italy. He can learn, develop about the different parts of the game away from the Prem, and just let him be out there.
Happy.
Happy. I was Lampard out on the terrace. One of the very few.
We are the buyback kings, aren't we? We are literally the buyback kings. How many people we got set up for buybacks? We got Livramento, we got Tappy. Who else we got?
Arsenal will buy back Tammy. I don't think we'll bring him back.
No, if Arsenal buy back Tammy, then he shouldn't come.
He's an Arsenal fan.
I know.
So was Sancho. Sancho's a Chelsea fan.
I'm expecting Tammy to come back a better striker. So why is he going to go to that dead club? Because I don't expect them to be a better.
I don't know. If they build back up or whatever, I think he'll go to them.
I don't know if him being in the Serie A is gonna help him get stronger, but his physicality is terrible. He just falls over into me.
Yeah.
The 2 worst games I've ever seen was the 2-0 to Arsenal under Sarri and 3-1 to Arsenal under Lampard. The 2-0 to Arsenal under Sarri, I don't think that was one of our worst games. Like, we played badly, but
and I don't think we had a striker
or anything. It was just
I think the Conte 3-0 was worse than Lewis. You know, before we actually won the league, that we lost back to back to Liverpool and Arsenal 3-0. That was worse. Ozil scored a blimmin' volley, went into the corner, didn't it?
Yeah. That one that one was just a tactical disaster class from Conte, but that made him switch up everything and just go back to what he was confident with. Go AM saying the first fall of the Roman Empire had many reasons. The second one will be Tappy. Oh fuck it!
Does he love Tappy, Goam? Is Goam a Tappy lover? Is Goam a Tappy lover? Is he?
Tappy lover? No.
Yeah.
Go AM has the greatest Tabby slander going. Absolutely despise him. I've still yet to find out the full reason why, but I'm here for the agenda. We've got Jester's Cho agenda. We've got your Christensen agenda. We've got Go AM's Tappy agenda.
And we've got your Willian agenda.
Yes, we have my Willian agenda.
Abraham and Willian agenda as well, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, you've got Tappy and Willian agenda too.
I got no agendas, man.
Willian agenda.
You know what you're talking about? My agenda's for my football.
Oh yeah, speaking of Christensen and Rudiger, after that Liverpool game, I've apologized for my treatment of them.
Why?
Because they not only have they impressed me in that game.
No pressure.
Lewis wants to hear it.
To be fair, I already tweeted it out. I said this on the terrace anyway. But I should.
I also want to say something about that game after you as well.
No, but again, it's mainly. You know, I have been saying that I just want to. I want to see continuation of form and stuff. My thing now is, especially from that game, because it's a contrast to how we played from last season when we were a man down against Liverpool for a full 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's how I didn't say that, he did. Me basically now I'm going to be like, just let them continue doing what they're doing, whatever. I'm not going to be criticizing or saying things like, oh, I still don't trust them or anything. I'm going to start trusting them now.
Who's got a Mendy agenda? Adam. You have got a Mendy agenda, actually. I forgot about that. That stinks.
No, after the Atletico Madrid first leg, I apologize. Way back then, I apologized on the terrace. I even said that if he continues this form, that he'll be on course for one of our players of the season, or he'll be my player of the season. So
I want to big up a defender as well. I think it's about time that I admit as well how great he's become this season. So yeah, the defender I want to big up the most, who I think has been absolutely unbelievable since Tuchel's arrived in, is Rudiger.
Of course he was going to say that. I just knew it.
You really think nobody saw that coming? But big up Rudiger anyway, man. He's been an excellent defender.
And do you know what? I'm going to say it, Christensen. I'm going to say it. Right? Let's talk about that Krusty the Clown guy. Yeah, let's talk about him for 2 seconds. Look at that crusty face. Let's go. Come on, Krusty. Look, he has performed very well. I mean, look, this season he started very well. The Liverpool game, he actually impressed me quite a lot. And the reason I say that is because I'm starting to see something that I've been asking for him. And Lewis knows because we've been on a number of streams talking about it. I want consistency from my individuals. And if he can continue doing what he did against Liverpool and how he has been playing at the end of last season, if he can continue that form, then I'm more than happy to turn around and say he's a great player. He's a top player. You know, I think he's a good player anyway. I don't have no issue with him, but I want consistency from him. You know, so he's doing the right things at the moment, and he's improved his game massively. His game is improved massively from what I've seen. Some of the last-inch tackles that he was doing against Liverpool were impressive as hell. I'm not going to lie. I just hope that he continues it. So we'll see.
I think he's still so young.
Especially when you hear from like Liverpool fans who are saying stuff like they deserve to win the game and everything. If that's the case, then Christensen and Rudiger have to get even more praise, because other than the penalty, Salah did nothing in the game. Mane was terrible, and Jota only got a header, which
yeah. Do you notice that Christensen is adding a little bit more aggression in his game, which I criticized before? Like even in the Arsenal game, like he's like going into tackles more fiercely and with a bit more edge. This is what we needed because he's a little bit soft.
Do you know what it is? It's his timing that's improved better. I've noticed he knows when to. His awareness is better. he knows his surroundings better, and his timing of his tackles are spot on every time. He knows when to go, he knows when not to go, he knows when to commit, and that's important, you know. And like I said, he can learn and become better, and he is becoming a better player, you know. And it's good for us. It's great for Chelsea that we've got a player like him from the youths coming through and doing what he's doing.
I guess my only thing is, it seems like he's a confidence player.
Yeah,
it's kind of annoying because if his confidence is then gone, or like again when he broke through under Conte, he was brilliant, and then in the space of a week he made a mistake. He made mistakes against Barca, City, and United, and then he was just shot completely. And that's my thing of.
Because I remember that spell as well. The only thing I'll say is we've had that this year too. You remember City away last season? Jesus had him on his arse the entire first half.
But again, I've even said he wasn't bad in that first half. I think he was good. He
did not get sent off.
The penalty incident or whatever, which again I don't think that is his fault.
No, not the penalty instance. Just in turn when he had one-on-ones with Jesus, he was.
Yeah, he had a bad game. Yeah, like everyone said, he had a bad game.
I genuinely don't think he had a bad game.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't himself. Because he's setting himself high standards. That's a good thing. So he's going to have bad games here.
Yeah, I know, but
and then he came back a week or two later, and then his next appearance was the Champions League final, and he dropped a masterclass. So I'm not really as worried about that. But I do want to see it as well. If he does have a bad game, I want to see how he bounces back again. That is interesting.
That's my biggest question. I've always said that.
Also, that City game, we won, didn't we? So
a fluky Alonso goal.
But it's you can say we played bad, but we still ended up winning. My thing is, if he has a terrible performance when we get battered or something, how does he bounce back from that? I don't want that to happen, obviously, but like. You know, if he's a confidence
player, see what happens in the situation.
Yeah,
and that's fair enough because I do want to see that as well. I don't want to see him have a disaster.
You want to see that as well. After all these times I've been saying it, and you've been disagreeing with me about it. Now you want to see it. Okay, that's fair enough.
I've said I already seen it, but if Prime says he didn't think he had a bad game in it, and he wants to see a game where we lose, then cool. Let's go for that.
I've been saying that for the last season.
Against Man City, genuinely, I don't.
I want to see how he reacts.
Like maybe the Man City people are comparing him to the big run of form he had beforehand and stuff. But I don't know. I think he was fine in that game. The penalty maybe wasn't. I don't think it was his fault, and I don't think Jesus did that much to him. To be fair. So
my biggest question is, can he adapt? Can he be versatile enough to adapt when we have to switch back to a 4? And we will do it. I'm telling you, eventually we'll have to switch.
I think he can because now he's
That's my question.
He's got stronger. Because people were mainly worried about his physicality, and that's not a problem anymore.
Jem, you can ask that question to quite a few of these players, to be fair.
Yeah, Jorginho. You know, I always say the same about him as well. Can he adapt to different formations? Rudiger is the same.
Jorginho definitely can. He's the one I'm the least worried about. Rudiger, we've seen him play in the back two before, and he played regularly with Luis.
Can Jorginho play on his own? I don't think he can. I think he's probably better as a 6, isn't he?
He's already done it.
He did that on the Sarri. He does that for Italy.
Yeah, but he was no. I'm sorry. I need to see it. I need to see it.
Playing low?
No, not to this level. Not to this level currently now, how he's playing and how he's been playing. It's two different things.
Okay, yeah, but again, we can say you can use that logic for all of our players then. Right? I could say I want to see how good Mendy is when we're playing with our centre backs on the halfway line and we don't have 5 at the back against him. Let's see how good he is. Like we can use that for all of our players. It's not.
Not really. I just want to see a different formation with him playing in a different role. That is what I'm asking for.
Yeah, but again, talk to Tuchel then about that because I don't know if we're going to switch anytime soon.
No, we won't. We won't do it anytime soon, but eventually we will. We always do. You always get found out. You have to switch your formations and you have to adapt. You know, Tuchel will do that. I think he'll be good at doing that anyway. Adapting.
Damn
I
right.
want to see him play in midfield. Not gonna lie.
What was that?
I want to see him play in mid. I thought he was it last year when we had was it Kante injured or something, or Kovacic was suspended or something? I think against before we had to play maybe Atletico Madrid or something, or Porto. I thought Christensen would eventually play in midfield for one of those games, and he didn't. So and he did play in the with Denmark in the Euros, which is fine. But I would like to see him for us play in midfield, whether it's in the double pivot or we switch to a 3.
Hey, Christensen.
Yeah.
I end up seeing it. But the middle centre back is basically meant to play as a DM, anyways.
Yeah.
True.
I don't think you'll see it.
The middle center back is like similar to what what's his name? The German legend. He was a sweeper. What was his name though? Beckenbauer, yeah. Like a sweeper.
Let's not
I'm not comparing him to Beckenbauer. I'm just saying the role. You understand? It's a sweeper role.
Beckenbauer.
Lewis, wrong with that. We're not doing that.
I don't know, man. All I know is
gonna wrap up the stream unless any of you guys got any other final thoughts or anything.
Yeah, we need goals. We need goals from everyone else other than Romelu Lukaku, because we know we're going to get goals from him. We need goals from Havertz. We need goals from Werner. We need goals from Mount. We need goals from Ziyech. We need goals, man.
Have we addressed the creativity issue with Mount or?
No, that's another day. Don't even talk about Mount now. Let's not do that.
I will get into the creativity thing on another stream, but yeah, I'm gonna jump off because I do need to get some food. Big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button, and remember, of course, 20% off all your finest products at manscaped.com.
Prime makes one
Free shipping, free everything with the code AC Hive in the description below. Prime needs one. Prime, if you do need one, we have a code for you.
I'm supposed to shut my mouth, but
what did you say?
Nothing. Carry on, please.
With the amazing code AC Hive, check it out for your back sacking, cracking, protect yourself. Big up all you guys. Smash the like and subscribe button. Check the description below as well for a link to manscaped.com. And we will be back, if not tomorrow, Friday for Shameless FC. But until then, take care. Smash the like and subscribe button. Like and subscribe. Check out the beautiful guys at manscaped.com. Don't forget, check out the code as well. AC Hive now. And we'll leave you, as always, with a photo of the Danish Maldini. Take care, like and subscribe. And as always, up the Chelsea.